Good evening, good morrow, and good day, and welcome to another edition of Slice and Dice here with the Manylands campaign. As you can probably tell by this attire, it is our festive holiday special. Welcome, everyone. Wow, the glasses were a last-minute addition. Amazing. Hello, everyone, and Bart's here too. There you go.
I just wanted your genuine reaction.
That is amazing.
Sorry,
Love
it.
Sorry if I disappointed you.
It was quite something to go away to vape out my window and come back to this.
Come back to stepping into Christmas with Marta. Okay, guys. Hope you're all doing well. For obviously an interesting and eventful fortnight since we last played. But you know, the festive season is upon us, and as such, this will be our last live stream of 2020. Sad times. Also happy times, end of 2020, woo! But before we get too reflective and what have you, and look forward to tonight's session, I've got a couple of shameless plugs to kick us off with.
Shameless plug!
So firstly, the Slice and Dice podcast has had a few more episodes added to it from our previous sessions. I think we're now up to session 40 on the podcast, and I will continue updating that over into the new year. But as well as that, the podcast is now available as well as on all major podcast platforms on One Radio, oneradio.uk. They've got a link to our podcast as well, so thank you to the team there. I am myself involved with One Radio as one of their presenters, and as such, on Christmas Day, all of the team are doing a 3-hour stint. So there's going to be non-stop Christmas music and bits in between from myself and the other presenter people. If you want to have some festive music in the background during the big day, why not use that? So that's oneradio.uk. And my particular stint is between 3 and 6, and that was a particularly bad
shameless plug.
There we go. God, tune to my show. Because, you know, who needs the Queen's speech at 3 when you can have me at 3? Anyway, that aside, one other shameless plug and big old announcement.
Shameless plug.
You may remember a couple of weeks ago during the last stream, I mentioned that we were going to be involved in Tabletop Crafters Advent Calendar giveaway on Instagram. Well, we were involved. In fact, our day was lucky number 13. That's the 13th of December was our day, along with a host of other independent indie companies that TNT RPG related and stuff. They had some really good stuff on offer. We were offering a tier 3, that's our top tier, not anything to do with the tier system in the UK, top tier subscription here on Twitch, which gives you a horrific amount of perks, but it's an insane amount of perks. You can build an NPC that will be used in the campaign at some point. You get our bonus custom subclass, the Dragon Warrior subclass for the fighter, which some of these guys helped me make. You also get an adventure PDF of one of our previous adventures, and basically the script or the adventure module that I wrote. So you get to use that, and a whole host of other stuff besides emotes, the loyalty badges, the discount in our merch store, all of the things. And we have now been told who the winner of that was, and they've now started following us on Twitch. Our first tier 3 subscriber is Peggy, otherwise known as Butch Housewife. Butch Housewife.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Love the nickname.
Butch Housewife.
Butch Housewife and the Sundance Kid.
Now, so Peggy's tier 3 subscription here to us will begin in January. That way, getting the most out of it, because obviously we won't be on next week, because between Christmas, New Year's, we won't be live streaming, of course. But we will be back in the new year, so that will be kicking off then, and we will make more of a fuss of it then. And also, going to be kind of a guinea pig for us to kind of give us some feedback on the top tier stuff, what works, what doesn't work, and just help us kind of grow and work out those kind of subscriptions and what works for you as subscribers. So it will be a really useful exercise all in all, and it should be great fun as well because it's a free subscription. Oh my god, all the things. Does anyone else have any other points of order or shameless plugs before we jump in tonight? No. Okay. No? Good. Okay, so let's jump in then with tonight's session here in the Manylands campaign on Slice and Dice. And we are back. So, guys, last time, you guys were continuing up the beaten track, up of the path, aptly named the path, with a series of tests on it that you would need to overcome to get to the top, aka the entrance to the Eyrie, which you believe is where all of these small creatures are being held. So, meanwhile, while most of the party are trying to overcome the first test, going through the crawl space, the tunnel, I guess is the name of the first test, Brina, you were whisked ahead with Kerr, who couldn't understand what you were saying at this point because tongues had worn off the Aarakocra monk, because he was on the trail of his master, Master Talon, and you found her inside a crack, inside a kind of a deep kind of crevice in the rock face, across a very narrow bridge with a strangely strong presence of the elemental air. It's just, strong winds the whole time you're trying to get through that area. You nearly fell off along with Kerr, nearly got blown out of the entire place, or worse, because it was a long drop across that bridge. But you managed to get across and find Master Talon. You learned that the Swerf Neblin, or the Swerfs as you know them, and the Aarakocra divide that has happened between the two parties isn't maybe quite as you had been told. As far as the Aarakocra are aware, and Master Talon informs you of this, Barter Swerf, one of the chief negotiator of Swerfhaven, exchanged the Cure Curse potion along with the recipe and left, exchange it for materials and so on, and that was all that happened as far as the Aarakocra are concerned. There was no ill will there, but it seems that since then something went wrong and they haven't been back since. Whereas Brina had heard that the Aarakocra had stolen the potion. But it doesn't appear that that is the case, or at least not according to the Aarakocra. Meanwhile, the rest of you, trying to get through this tunnel, this crawl space, and heard the sounds of a patrol of manticores heading your way, and so most of you took up super secret hiding positions, apart from Malar, who Winnie the Poohed and got stuck in the entrance to the tunnel. So Leobrin had to do super secret hiding positions for Malar and himself, and actually succeeded. Your cloak of many fashions was very useful, along with obviously minor illusion and just your magical ways proved useful, and you managed to evade the patrol. You also then, Leobrin then spotted two Aarakocra heading back with a bundle in netting, appeared to be another small person wearing a green jacket, and that's as much as you could get from your view of them and from how far away they were. So it seems you've given everyone the slip. Fantastic. You managed to, with Mold Earth and with Brucon's help, get Malar free, and then he and Brucon can then get back through the tunnel to the other side. Leobrin is last to go through the tunnel and gets stuck. But unlike Malar, he frees himself, and in so doing causes the whole tunnel to collapse. Fortunately, manages to scrabble out of the tunnel before it collapses on him, almost, we think, breaking the curse of Ceilings and Leobrin, because they have not had a good relationship so far. But you managed to evade any harm this time. Then, due to the avalanche that ensues from this almost very precariously built tunnel in the first place being destroyed, it means the patrol end up coming back to find out what's going on. Seth's quick thinking, you use minor illusion to create the figure of a gnome. You use Belle Quigley as the muse for your minor illusion, which fools one of the manticores who comes down to investigate it, finds out it's an illusion, but by the time they find that out, you ambush them. The two other manticores waiting at the top then decide to head straight back to the Eyrie to warn them of what's going on, leaving the Aarakocra that were with them behind to carry on the fight. These Aarakocra seem to harness some of that elemental air energy that seems present here at the Eyrie, and use that in the fight against you, nearly knocking Neris off the cliff. And I think Brucon came close to falling off as well at one point. But you slay one of the manticores. The other two, including their de facto leader Mainshver, retreat back to the Eyrie. The rest of you, then, once the manticore is slain, you convince the Aarakocra. Well, in fact, Leobrin convinces the Aarakocra that you mean them no harm and you're actually here to liberate the Eyrie through a good use of Fey presence as much as anything else, and just being very persuasive. Managed to convince them of this. Otherwise, it helps that they also speak a little bit of common, bit of broken common, so they can understand what you're saying. And that is where we pick things up today. So. You have. So last time you told them of the plan of what you intended to do, and they've agreed to come with you. As you are having this conversation, you see two of the junior monks attend to the one that Seth had stabbed and left bleeding on the ground. They kind of go over and start patching them up, see that they're okay. And Malar, you hear the tweeting of it sounds like some kind of chaffinch, and a bird matching that description comes and lands on your shoulder. And you don't go to tap it. Rather than tweeting back to you, when the bird opens its mouth, you hear a voice you recognize as that of Greenblade the Ranger, who says, "The dagger is safe, but Jackman Winklebottom has been taken. We'll keep it hidden. Stay safe." The bird just flies away.
Gather up. Mr. Jackman has been taken. But the dagger is safe. Are we to sit here for a minute or two? I could. Yes, maybe if I. You see, did I don't have sending today. Oh no. Hello, and I pick up the bird and I'm trying to see if there's like a button. Send a response. The bird is just gonna. It like while you were umming and erring, it has already taken flight and pissed off. Like it was just there for that.
You can't retweet.
You can't retweet. Very good. Yes.
Well played. The joke of 20.
Retweets are turned off for this.
Yeah. What do we do? Are we just taking a moment here? Is that what?
Yeah,
please.
Are we having a short rest, or what were we up to?
That sounds good.
No, I think we should push on. And then I look at the big chasm of doom with a big seesaw. No, I think we can rest. Well, I like rest plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was obviously a timing thing. You were like, time is of the essence to get up there. But by all means, if you want to take a short
Well,
rest,
they know, but they know we're coming now.
Yes, they do know. That is true.
So the element of surprise has been lost, and to be fair, traversing a giant stone seesaw, I imagine, is tricky to do stealthily anyway. So, and also, I would quite like
tapped.
a rest.
Yeah, considering that we almost died, if we rest now, bird people, which one of you can speak common?
One of them just kind of sticks up their hand.
If we're going to take a rest, would you do us a favor?
Just blinks.
Does the hand go back down?
Yeah, the hand goes back down and it just kind of blinks at you a little bit.
Okay.
Uncertain.
Your friend, Kerr, is it Kerr or Beak? Which one got kidnapped?
Beak's one that got
Beak.
kidnapped.
Your friend Kerr took our friend that way. That way.
Oh,
Can you go and tell them that we're here? Because he was meant to be here.
And you observe as the Arakok regards you for a moment before looking to the rest of his brethren, and they start chatting in Arakokran briefly. And then just take off, start heading in that direction. All of them together all start taking flight and heading in the direction Seth has pointed.
Not all of you come there.
Seth, make a performance check.
With Christmas advantage?
No, not yet.
Oh, 15 with 18.
18. All right. So they do hear you as you shout, "No, not all of you!" And they stop mid-flight, and you see the leader, the one that could speak common, kind of issuing orders, and two of the junior monks fly back over and stand either side of you and just bow respectfully, while the rest of them continue off.
Okay. We need your help to cheat the Seesaw.
I think we might have needed more than two of them, but anyway, any assistance is extremely welcome. Anyway, and Brucon goes off to find a particularly inspiring view, and then does a kind of like he goes into the lotus position in order to meditate, but does he makes the dad noise as he's sitting down to do so. Ooh. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, after what's been going on for him today, he's definitely doing as he goes to sit down, and Brucon is just taking a short rest right now.
Well,
short
lovely.
Short rest is good.
So before anybody spends hit dice, I'll bang out a prayer of healing. If that's all right.
Oh, brilliant!
Thank you.
Sure, yeah, and you've got some time, so you can do that.
How does that work? What do?
It takes 10 minutes. I'm going to have to do it at third level, and basically up to 6 creatures of my choice get some healing.
Yes, please.
Some of you also level up on a short rest, so
you're damn right.
All right.
Provided you complete the short rest, of course.
Leo gets to roll his dice for us.
Oh yes.
Provided we complete the short rest, as DM Jack is.
Yeah, obviously, and once you complete the short rest, then we can cross that bridge. So that's
DM, would my time with the master be a short rest as well while we're waiting there?
You had the conversation with the master. If you now choose to short rest, then sure. But because you're kind of running in tandem, you've had obviously that combat situation didn't last that long, so it wouldn't have. But we're going to cross over to Brina anyway to find out what she's getting up to at this point.
Yep, sounds good.
Because
Come back to us.
you've had this revelation with the master, and you were growing a bit antsy last time about whether you should go back for your friends or not. I mean, you didn't want to come here in the first place, but as the master has stopped talking and is just tending to their wounds, just kind of leaving you be. What does Brina want to do?
I think she wouldn't start talking to the master again. I think she got more than she bargained for already and wants to think that over. Kerr can't understand her anymore, can he?
No. Currently, no.
Okay. Then she would go to the master and ask her to translate to Kerr. So she'll walk up to her. I'm worried about my friends. I don't think I should leave them behind and stay here. Can you ask Kerr to take me back to them?
Understood. Of course I can. And
Thank you.
She relays to Kerr, but of course you can understand when she's speaking, even when she's speaking in Aarakocra. So, Kerr, this young gnome needs you to take her back to her friends. Can you do that? Her faith is well placed in you, my friend. Go now. And Kerr just comes over to you and offers his hands as if to pick you up.
Yeah. And she just reaches out like a baby.
Just turns you around into the papoose. A little bit uncomfortable, but kind of wriggle your way into position, and heads out of that antechamber. So,
Gonna get past that.
This is the thing. Now, you can make a perception check with advantage, as you are familiar with the pattern of these blasts. But now you need to, spot it again when it happens.
16.
Cool. So so you note when the next blast happens. You two brace yourselves for this one. You know it's going to happen. So you're already flat against the wall. Doesn't cause you any harm this time. However, now you need to get across. So, putting your faith in Kerr. Oh dear. As he starts running, he then kind of gets his one foot under the other, trips over himself, but manages to catch himself and starts flying instead, and flying over the chasm. But this kind of mishap slows you down and means you're both in the line of another blast of air. So you need to make mid-air, aren't you? Yeah, this will be a strength saving throw for both of you.
Oh dear. That's gonna be nice. Is that -2 for me? Yep.
Yeah.
Natural 20 though.
Awesome. Kerr
So
did
18.
not do a natural 20, but he did okay. So he kind of is buffeted by the wind, pushed up to the ceiling. He kind of instinctively shields you from any harm. He kind of crashes into a few stalactites himself, and there's some debris that flies around the area as well. Kirk, gets a couple of bruises, but he's okay. And once that blast is passed, guides you down to the crack and climbs out to the other side. And here you are. It's still daylight. It's still nice outside. Clear day today. And you, as you come out, you have a moment of peace. The winds have subsided. You're no longer inside the cavern. And then that's soon interrupted because you hear a beating of several pairs of wings coming from your left.
Oh no. More manticores? I'll try and figure out what that is. Look at it.
Kerr also kind of looks a bit suspicious, and in fact he instinctively goes to try and hide amongst the rocks to the side of the path. Anyway,
Yeah, I'll go along with that.
Cool.
Stay quiet and push back.
I mean, you blend in with the rocks, right? Like you've got advantage of hiding in rocky terrain, so that's great.
I do.
So he hides himself in amongst there, but then suddenly he kind of stands upright, and you look up and you can see that there are 4 Aarakocra that are flying in the general direction of you guys. And it seems after a moment they spot you and they start to descend. Landing on the path just in front of you are a couple of, in fact, all of these similarly dressed to Kerr in the robes, but these seem to be longer robes. Some of them have cowls. They seem to be of a different stature to in the hierarchy of the Eyrie than Kerr is, and you notice that he bows down to them as they approach. Which kind of catches you off guard. You, for a moment, think you can fall out with a papoose, but manage to stay in there. And they start chatting away in Aarakocran to each other. And these cowled monks kind of look at you quizzically and then back up at Kerr and go, ah? Seems like they're asking for an explanation. And you're kind of stuck in the middle of this.
Does anyone here speak common?
One raises their hand.
Hi. It sounds like you're talking about me, but I don't understand. So, would you like to include me?
Hello.
Hello. Who are you?
I am Art of the Eyrie.
Oh, hi. Me and my friends are here to help you guys.
You help. You, friends?
Yes, friends.
And he kind of points back down the path.
Are they okay?
Yes.
Good. Can we go there?
Yes. And they just kind of gesticulate towards where they've just come from.
Kerr, you want to go there?
And he bows again to these guys and then takes flight. And within a minute or so, you can spot your party members. I say your party members. I mean, these guys you've been tagging along with for a little while, who are quite eclectic, to be fair, in this particular setting. They're not Swerfs or Aarakocra, so that's different. You can see them arranging themselves, ready to rest. Now, Brucon, you obviously taking up the lotus position. There are panoramic views all over this place, and it reminds you a lot of the Barkfang Monastery. That too being a monastery based in the mountains. There are excellent views here as well. Although this is a bit more southerly, so the climate's slightly better. But as you assume the lotus position,
that's your opinion.
Well, okay, it's slightly warmer. That's a fact. As you are assuming the lotus position, you start to hear the beating of wings coming back, and you look up and you can see a familiar sight coming towards you. A Aarakocra with a baby carrier, as it would appear.
Okay. Can Brucon discern that it's Brina in the papoose?
I mean, it's not a stretch. You don't even need to roll for this. In that, you could probably guess it's her. You've never seen a Aarakocra with a papoose before.
If she sees Brucon, she'll go like, "Hi, Brucon! I've been flying."
Brucon is kind of like he's sort of trying to like Kung Fu Panda when the red panda, voiced by Dustin Hoffman, is trying to focus and is constantly being distracted by little noises in the background. That's kind of the vibe Brucon's got going on. He's kind of like trying, like scrunching his eyes up, trying to focus. He's got one open, kind of looking, and he sort of he does a little kind of wave and then kind of tries to go back to his meditation. He's still coming down off the stardust as well, so it's a whole thing.
That's right.
But he kind of, as he's sort of trying to get back into the zone, he kind of goes, "Oh, good, Bruna's back. Does someone want to apprise her of current events?"
Not it. Sleeping. Resting.
Sleeping. Seth just lies down on the floor and just like, sod it.
It's the middle of the day, but man's got to rest.
He's a rogue.
There is a seesaw of death ahead of us. I'm having my power nap because I'm probably not getting it again.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, valid. I just like the kind of brazenness of just like, yes, sleep now.
Yeah.
Must sleep now. Yes.
Yeah, that's the extent of Brucon's reaction.
Kill later.
Anyway.
So yeah, does anyone want to bring Brina up to speed during the short rest? Anyone? You don't have to do it, as in you don't have to act out.
Neris can bring her up to speed. Just, do I have to literally do it now, or would just say
you don't have to literally do it. You can just say you can bring her up to speed because we've trodden this path.
Yes, excellent.
Yeah.
Largely because Neris doesn't have much to gain from a short rest, does she?
True. I suppose she's probably the only one who doesn't really get anything from a short rest. I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, and Malar.
Brina will want one when she lands.
It does.
Oh no, Malar gets his Channel Divinities back, right?
Yeah.
Which saved our butt.
They did, yes.
So there was this talk about healing.
Yes, 15 points of healing from my prayer of healing for I think everybody but Leo Bryn. Correct me if I'm wrong, you're all right.
Yeah.
Oh wait, short rest. Does Leo have new HP stats?
Well, yes, he will do.
If we finish this short rest, Jack was threatening that we wouldn't.
Yeah, he was.
Jack keeps saying it's going to get interrupted.
Well, it's a Christmas miracle. Your short rest is uninterrupted. The only interruption to the short rest being Neris' very blunt and brief description of what has happened since Brina has been gone. And Brina, towards the end of this short rest, so maybe 40 minutes or so into your time with the being back with the party, you hear a ping in your head.
Oh no. Guys? Someone went in or out of the cave where we left Fleeting.
Oh.
That's worth waking up for. Who did it? Why? How'd you know? What's happened?
My alarm spell went off.
Does it
Remember
trigger,
that I said that?
Does it trigger on anyone, or did you... will it trigger if Fleeting walks out?
Yes.
Oh. But it could be Fleeting walking out. Not knowing where to go.
Triggered again?
He doesn't know where he is and he's alone.
Has it triggered once? Is that him leaving? Or is it triggered again of someone coming in and then leaving?
DM?
It's only done it once so far.
Once so far, but that doesn't mean anything. Someone could have walked in and stayed.
Did anyone remember to leave him a note of where to go?
Oh, Mr. Seth, I thought you would take care of that.
Okay, we've all established that you're the responsible one.
Brucon calls out. I mean, he does have access to divine help. It doesn't seem unreasonable to let him,
figure it out.
Tap that stream of information if needed.
Yes, the man who sleeps upside down and feeds his pocket doesn't need help.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Just to clarify, so you left Fleeting, obviously with his belongings, and with the horse and the dire capybara. Nothing else though, right?
And
food.
And you didn't take any of his stuff.
No.
Yeah. Well, I took the potion back, but the rest of his stuff is his.
He's still got all his weapons and everything. So yeah, and his armor,
Yeah.
all that stuff. Cool.
Steph starts turning out his pockets, and we discover that Steph has literally all of Fleeting's possessions stored away that he's sleight of handed off him.
I took back the potion I gave him because we're going into battle.
right,
I'm just ribbing you.
what we doing
You
next?
know,
What's happening?
But if that's,
Well, I
I
think-
need to roll some dice, I believe.
Rest.
Yay!
Yeah, so
Let's
that's
do it.
the only event of the short rest of note.
Should I roll? So, I was gifted some dice for Christmas.
And I've got
gifted
you on
some
a
dice
smaller
anyway.
screen. I need this to be max.
So do I
screen.
use
There we go.
the set that are like golden and swirly, or the set that are black with purple glitter in?
I mean, which one do you feel is more Leobrin, really?
I think
Purple
Also,
glitter's very Leo.
golden and swirly's more festive.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a fair point.
Here's a solution.
Pretty.
We're gonna roll for the roll. I will roll on evens. On evens, roll with the gold. On odds with the black with purple bits.
Okay, evens
Okay.
gold.
I
black,
rolled.
purple.
I rolled a 4, so evens.
Evens gold.
Meanwhile, Fiery Faye,
Go!
thanks for joining the chat. Thank you, Julia.
Do it,
Matt
do
has
it.
been messaging as
You're
well.
just gonna
thanks
have
for
to-
doing
Yeah, move
If he gets a
the.
1 or a 2, it's a 1.
Can you see this dice?
that.
for
Leobrin
you?
likes to roll for
Yes.
his hit
Just about.
points.
Yep.
Come on,
Come
that's a big
on.
roll for the first
Higher than a
time,
1 or 2.
please.
2. That's a
Oh,
1.
for God's
1
sake.
HP.
So level 6, 13 hit points, right?
Yeah.
Great.
Oh,
Ew.
God.
Marshall, wow.
Marshall, how do you
It's
do
a
that?
Christmas
I
miracle.
don't know. I don't know.
So,
It's like how he always rolls
I'm gonna-
doubles as well on D20s, like when he's got advantage or
I
disadvantage.
can
Like
I can roll
character-
fine on a D8 like when I'm not rolling HP. It's only when I'm rolling health.
Character-wise, are we just like gonna start giving him various like illnesses or whatever else? Like,
Very
The
frail.
Open just has like the normal defenses and strength of like a normal person.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just
like
everyone
Seesaw,
else who's
yes.
becoming skilled in battle and
What?
like avoiding hits. Leobrin's just a normal person in battle who has.
So
No,
what's
no.
so Leo's new max hit points now, not counting the temporary hit points, 13, is that right?
13.
Okay,
Unlucky
Brucon
for
has
some.
nearly 5 times as many hit points as Leo.
I feel like it's that scene from
7.84.
Cabin in the Woods with all the
Yes.
monsters downside. Vampire, this, Kevin.
Kevin.
We go into battle, all of us have this insane HP, and there's just Leo.
Yeah, doing the
I need to
crazy
pick.
things.
I need to upgrade my character.
Does feel like fate had a hand in this, however, because obviously 13 was our day for the Tabletop Crafter Advent calendar giveaway. So
Yeah.
Yes, I'm doing it for us, guys. I'm doing it for us.
it's on brand.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's fake
do you now
dice.
have the same HP as a horse?
Possibly. How much has a horse got?
I think it was 13.
I
It
thought the
depends
horse
what
was
kind of
12,
horse,
but
right?
maybe.
I think my horse used to be a little bit stronger. I think you're now even.
I think that next
Yeah,
time the ceiling
he has
collapses,
13.
we just block it with our bodies for Leo.
I can take as much punches as a horse can take. No, but I'm harder to hit. I have a better AC than your horse, I'm sure, right? Please say I do.
What's your AC?
Yeah, yeah.
What
It's
is my
15,
AC?
right?
It's
No, no.
15, 16, 15, 15, 15.
Okay, the horse is 13, so you've beat the
Yeah.
horse on A
I
stat.
mean, the horse is a
So
large
I'm-
creature. It's definitely
I'm much
there's more
worse
of
than
it
the
to
horse
hit.
then.
I should say that according to the app I use, both draft horses and war horses have 19 hit points, so Leo is still not as tough as a horse, according to my information.
I thought
Excellent.
riding horse on D&D Beyond has 13.
Well, that aside, he's in and
riding-
around
riding
the
horse,
HP of
yeah.
a horse. I mean, we're splitting horsehairs here. Sorry.
Oh dear.
Sorry. I mean,
level
it should have
up,
been
level
Martin
up,
making
level
a horse joke. I'm sorry.
Invocations. Change invocation. Click.
Right. What's? Yeah,
Equine.
move on. I'm just gonna move on from that part. What are we doing?
Spells.
Come on, what are we doing?
We
Spark.
are
I need to burn.
fighting with end of long rest. We are short rest. We are now fighting the Seesaw because
Mm-hmm.
walking is overrated.
Are we just
And I
ignoring
burn
fleeting?
it. But what are we gonna do? We just went all the way
Fleeting.
up to here.
Fleeting. The fleeting problem.
We can't exactly go all the way back.
And let's not split the party again. Let's not.
Ever.
Please.
Send fleeting a message, anyone?
We have flying people. We have the help of flying people. Surely that simplifies things a little bit.
Can
The
we send
fleeting
them
or
to?
the seesaw?
Either or both, really.
I'd like to keep the one that can translate, and there's only one that can speak common. Otherwise, we'd just be sending a bunch of clicking birds to him.
That's true, unless we
Word.
send one with Brina. If
Then we're
Kirk-
splitting the party again.
That's true.
Yeah.
I
We just attach a note to them.
I'm not really worried about Mr. Fleeting. As previously noted, he is the divine on his side, and if he chooses to find us, he will be fine. I'm sure he's just stretching his legs.
But that's assuming-
of course.
That's
is Mr.
assuming it was
Fleeting.
him. Yeah, exactly. What if someone else got to him?
But it's been an hour. Has it pinged again?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Then it's most likely he's left the cave and hasn't returned. So he's either joining us or heading back to town. Best thing we can do is kill every manticore as quick as possible and head back to town.
Agreed.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sold.
Indeed.
Brina is gonna pull out her wand and kind of whisper to it and say, Keith, can you take care of Fleeting?
There is no response.
She'll trust him.
And we're all staring at you, talking to us. And we start
Like-
to turn away.
That's
Like you never
right.
talk to yourself, Seth. We've seen you talk to yourself too.
She's not
Right.
wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, touche.
True. So this seesaw
Seesaw.
problem.
Yes. So as you
What do
can
we see?
So as you continue up the path, you could see it from where you were resting anyway, but it's a very long slab of rock that's balanced precariously on top of a large column of rock. The path ends at a cliff edge, and you can see that there is another ledge on the other side of this seesaw. Currently, it is balanced in such a way that the flat is resting on the opposite ledge, which is, you note, a bit higher up than yours.
Can we ask the arrow? Oh, sorry, how wide is it? Like, it's a big slab. Is it slim, or is it super long and wide?
It's roughly. I tell you what, make a perception check. See what you can gauge about this area.
2 on the dice, plus my amazing perception, 5.
It is
Actually higher than I
long.
thought it'd be.
This is a long piece of. I mean, it's the longest surfboard you've ever seen.
Can Brucon make a perception check to try and calibrate the dimensions here as well?
Yes.
including the distance?
By all means, you can all do it if you like.
Yeah. Whoa, missed the track.
I'm guessing
Ooh, that's-
the bit that's near us is up in the air.
Yes, right. Yeah.
18 was Brucon's result on the perception check.
Same for Neris.
Great. So you guys observe this seesaw. It looks to be about 40 foot long. It's quite narrow, though. It's maybe 6 or so feet wide. And you also note that, so whilst you've got this, you've obviously got the mountainside as well to one side, and it's fairly mottled, the rock around this area. Although obviously it's a freaking mountain rock wall. You reckon that it's possibly climbable, and some of you do have some climbing gear. I think you've still got a bit of climbing gear left.
Yeah, we got through a fair few pitons, but we should still have most of the core gear and grappling hooks.
Can we just tie ourselves to the arrow cockroaches so they take a little bit of our weight, so that we can walk across with it pretty smoothly. So, like, we're not super heavy. They're just supporting us up, like, parents helping their kids walk when.
We want some Aarakocra training wheels.
Well,
on as well.
Well, it's
Yeah.
funny you say that because the two Aarakocra that have been left behind were not, didn't appear to be the Windwalkers, the air elemental types. They were like Kerr, the more junior monks, and they in fact have a net.
But they couldn't carry us with a net.
They can't, but they could probably you could probably use a net on some rope to catch somebody if they fell, maybe.
I'll take it. That's good.
Yeah,
I'm
take it.
through that.
Aren't the other Aarakocras back with Brina? So we've got all of them here.
You've only no. Brina went back on her own. Sorry, with Kerr on her own. The rest of them
Okay.
have not come back.
But Kurt is still here, right?
Yeah, Kerr's there and the two others. So there's 3 Aarakocra with you at the moment.
How did Brucon's eyeballing reveal how high the end of the seesaw that's this side of the crevasse or the chasm? Did Brucon get a reasonable idea of how high above everyone's heads it is?
So the other end of the is it's, to be fair, it's not that much. It's maybe 10 feet higher.
Perfect.
Higher
Brucon slings a grappling hook with a rope on, and does the classic underarm wind up, and then tries to ling it up and hopefully have it catch on the edge of the seesaw on this side.
I mean, if we get enough people hanging on to the side to get that bit onto our side down to see how many people it takes, and then we are on there, and probably one, maybe even 2 people can actually, like the more athletic ones, can probably go to the other side and hop across.
Yep.
Probably just work it that way. Everybody gets on at our end.
Yeah, if it's 40 feet long, we can definitely do a rope belay thing. Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Do it.
Everyone in favor?
Let's go.
Aye.
As everyone is
Unless
deliberating
any-
this, I'll just wink to
Fly
Kerr
over.
and just climb in the papoose.
Take me away
Does
from all
anyone
this.
does anyone know the magic stationary seesaw? Is that a well-known spell?
Checking my spells.
I was looking too. I don't see anything I can help with.
Well,
Um,
why don't we also ask the other 2 to fly around with the net to try to catch anybody who takes a tumble?
Oh, how far down is it?
Good question. Well,
It is a good
looking
question.
down, I mean, I'll include this in your perception check. So, Brucon and Neris, you would note that the gradual incline, the quite steep incline, should I say, of the mountainside means that depending on where you fall off of this ledge, you could fall between 90 to 100, between 90 to about 200 feet.
Sweet.
Sometimes.
Ah, cool.
So definitely safety net if we can have it, and let's get this show on the road.
Indeed. Would you like a dex check for the grappling hook, Jack?
Yeah, you're going to throw it onto this seesaw,
Yeah, I'm
right?
gonna try and hook the end of the seesaw so we can pull it down.
Sure. Okay. Have a go.
So just dex, I'm guessing.
Because you're not proficient with grit. Yeah, dex check, please.
I don't believe I'm proficient with grappling hooks. Okay, here we go. Oh,
You're
not
proficient in
bad.
balance, though.
Yeah, true. Well, yes, very true. 22 is the result on that dex check.
Okay. Lands it lands solidly on the rock. It's there. You go to tug it, and you can feel it doesn't seem to get much purchase, and there's a panicky moment as you're pulling it. You think it's just going to fall off, and then right towards as it comes to the edge of the ledge, it seems to hook into place.
It catches fast. Excellent.
It catches,
cool.
yeah.
Brucon turns to Malar and goes, Deacon Shakri, a hand, and he holds out a length of the rope.
Oh, indeed. My thoughts exactly. Brucon. Yes, and I the rope and.
And then Brucon stations himself at the lower end of the rope just because of the height differential, and then shall we a pair of athletics checks to try and yank this bad boy down?
Yank this bad boy down. Yeah, go for it. Make some athletics checks, please.
Let's do it. Wow, that's 23.
I got 4.
All right. So you yank with all of your might, Brucon, and you flex those guns. Malar, you are also there, and as you prepare if you yank the rope, you feel it tighten, it goes taut in your hands, and with one mighty heave, the rope snaps.
Oh.
Brucon looks at his guns and goes, "Wow."
So it snapped at the grappling hook end, should I say? So just a loose, limp end of rope falls down.
Okay.
Well, it's 10 feet above the ground at most, isn't it? And what,
Yeah.
Malor's like 7 feet?
Yep.
Yeah.
So why don't we just climb onto Malor's back and up there and then pull him up?
Mm-hmm.
How close is Malar to it?
I would
Is he
say-
right next to it currently?
Well, I mean, it's 10 foot above you. It is, however,
out of it.
it's not. It's out a bit. It's not
Yeah.
directly above you, but it is.
God damn it!
But you know,
Brucon goes, no, so I think you're onto something. Turns back to Malar and
close
says,
though.
Deacon Shade Creek, here's another thought. Could you do me a favour and kneel down for a moment, please? And Brucon goes to walk away a little distance.
I was gonna expecting to hear. Could you toss me?
We're not there yet.
Yeah, Malar will position. Malar, I think, twigs what is going on here. He positions himself,
There's a little
and then, Mr. Brucon, would you like a bump, or are you just happy with me being stationed?
If you want to give me a bit of extra lift, I'm certainly not going to turn it down.
Malar will clasp his hands together in front of him as if to give the leg up.
Brucon goes down and gets into a 3-point racing start position. Goes through the full routine and goes, "Someone give me a starter pistol."
I'd like to find a good seat and get some food out to start watching. And just sitting there like, this is going to be good.
I'm gonna give you advantage for this acrobatics check.
Oh, outstanding!
Because Malar is there, positioned, ready to assist you on it, and equally because I just am appalled at myself for as soon as Malar saying, "Would you like me to bump?" I thought he was going to say "or grind," and I just hate myself for it. So you can have advantage.
Well, I mean, I don't really understand how this has happened, but I'm very happy to take the advantage.
Just take it. Just take it. Let's move on.
Acrobatics check, yeah.
Yeah.
Acrobatics.
Yeah, I'd like to give you resistance in case you perhaps miss and need to catch a ledge.
Sure. Yep. That sounds good.
That's solid choice.
Okay.
Go for
So
it.
I have resistance. I have advantage. Let's do this thing. Oh, so close. So that's 26.
26. All right. Yeah.
That's
you
a
get,
19 on the dice.
with Malar springing up at just the right moment, you get the extra propulsion that you need. Soaring.
Unnecessary front flip. Unnecessary front
flip. In fact, as you perform the front flip, it's when you're at the midpoint of your front flip that you look to your left, hear and see cracks in the rock face, which were kind of shielded by the mottled nature of it, and you hear the building up of air, wind, and now you need to make a strength saving throw mid-flight.
Thanks for the resistance, Malar. Leo, even, sorry. Strength save.
Yeah.
Kirky. That gives us... Oh, Jesus. That is 25.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. The momentum behind you, as well as focusing your key to give yourself extra weight in your boots means that you keep yourself focused and on path, on target, and you land 3-point landing on the onto the ledge. And as you kind of land as well, there's also the rippling effect of the wind on your clothes and stuff, so it looks even more badass.
Oh yes.
Cape flying.
Brucon holds the superhero landing pose for a slight moment longer than is strictly necessary, and then turns around, grabs the grappling hook, slings it in his, hooks it onto his pack. I'm guessing a grappling hook isn't stored in the pack. It's got a little
No. You're quite right. It would be, wouldn't be the best idea.
Okay, and then stands up. Is there any noticeable give in the seesaw when he does so? Like, is his weight affecting its balance in any way?
I mean, there was a little bit when you landed, a little bit,
right.
The slightest of nudges, but it seems you need a bit more. You're going to need more weight behind it to make this thing move.
Yeah. Okay. Brucon, is the surface of the seesaw, I'm guessing, obviously it's a bit crenellated because it's made of rock, but I'm guessing it's pretty solid. Like there's no. Yeah,
it's fairly smooth. A few crenellations, as you say, because you hooked onto something, but for the most part, pretty smooth sailing.
Suggestion.
Yeah.
Could Brina and Kerr go there and give you that extra weight?
Good idea.
Sure.
Brucon waves at them and goes, "Come on up, guys. It seems safe. Watch out. There's a mean gust."
So roughly, how much does Brucon weigh?
I can tell you exactly how much Brucon weighs.
Okay, I mean exact is
such
just
a
as good.
Nerd. Right.
Look, D&D Beyond will tell you.
I made that promise. Now let's see.
Is that with gear or without gear?
We'll say without
Good
gear,
point.
because we can guesstimate.
Yeah, because
gear
D&D
allowance
Beyond
as well.
will tell you your gear weight, but you'll have to enter your own weight yourself. It doesn't tell you.
Yes,
what's
that's what I'm referring to. To entering it in.
Do you care deeply about what units I give you the weight in?
I mean, I prefer pounds, but that's only because that's
Okay,
what everything seems to be measured in
Brucon-
this world.
Yeah, Brucon himself, not counting gear, which I'm guessing probably, don't know, about £30.
Gear's on your equipment page. It's just easy.
Oh,
But
is
it'd
it
be
automatically?
like 30,
Weight
40 pounds.
carried.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh wow, okay, yeah, a lot more than I thought. All right, so all in, Brucon is £275 with equipment.
Good job we're not using that variant encumbrance rule, right? Yeah, cool. So yeah, and Brina as a gnome is going to be in the
45.
£40 to 45. Yeah, £45, 40 to 50.
Brucon's carrying capacity is nuts, by the way, so it is good, but yeah.
No idea what Kerr is, but yeah.
I mean, again, as an Aarakocra, they don't. I don't believe they weigh as much as humans, by any stretch. But still, extra weight's always good. So Kerr goes to fly up. Strength save.
She
Another
wears
blast.
38 pounds in gear as well, so 70 something.
He gets
like the
buffeted
way-
a bit by the breeze, but he manages to get onto the ledge with Brucon. So you're all. So 3 of you are now up there. Once again,
God,
not
that
much
was really
give at
cool,
all.
by the
when
way,
these two,
that flippy
come on.
Thank you. I was pretty pleased with it myself. There was a moment in there where I was worried it was going to go horribly wrong, but it seemed to work out okay. Ooh. Anyway,
It always does
yeah,
with you. You're cool.
Thank you. Anyway, this doesn't seem to be working. Brucon kind of does a little tentative sort of, does the thing you do on a, so yeah, exactly, and sees if that makes any material difference.
Yeah, you can
I'm
make
gonna-
a strength check.
I'm
if you
gonna
wanna do that.
try something.
Yeah.
Can I try and aim a thunderclap downwards?
Thunderclap or thunder wave?
Clap is what I have.
Thunderclap, the cantrip. Go ahead. Okay. That does hit every creature within 5 feet of you, right?
It does indeed. What's the range? The range is only 5 feet, so Brucon, you could move a few steps.
Yeah, Kurt's like, don't know what's going on.
I mean, in fairness, Kerr doesn't understand common.
I haven't
so
told him.
He doesn't understand what's happening right now. He just thinks you guys are chatting.
So I guess it boils down to, is Brina going to announce what she's going to do, or is she just going to do it?
I think she'd just do it. I don't think she.
Go for it.
Is it a saving throw? I think for thunderclap. Is that
It is a Constitution saving throw. Yeah.
okay?
That's intriguing. Oh, that's a natural 20 for a 24 total.
Rolled a 9, so 10 for Kerr.
He could fly. He's fine.
It's 1d6 damage. He can take it. Which is 5, unfortunately.
So for those of you below, Neris, Leobrin, Seth, Malar, you see some sparks fly at the. So you've seen Brina land with Kerr on top of the ledge with Brucon. Sparks have now flown, and you heard Kerr go, "Yeah!" and some feathers puff out. I think all is
Brucon.
Sorry,
well.
Brucon goes into. Okay, so Brucon goes into kind of like ready pose. It's like, we're under attack, and then he hears Brina go, "Sorry, Kerr," and he goes, "We're under attack by our friends." Everything all right?
Just trying if it, pushes it down, but I guess it didn't.
Oh, it was magic stuff. Oh, okay.
Kerr just kind of turns to you,
Right.
open-mouthed, smoke coming off his head.
I'm sorry. Malo will hear you.
What's smoke?
Why smoke?
a little
That's a
bit
good
burnt.
question.
Yeah.
It's thunder. It's not lightning, it's thunder.
It's not like It's
Oh shit! Sorry, I got carried away. You're quite right.
Yeah,
He looks.
This sound is so hot.
It's sound, yeah. It
There is
would have
steam
hurt his
coming out of
ears.
his ears as he's been so rattled, his brain has been melted by this
Pokemon.
effect.
Everyone makes that mistake because of Pokemon.
no effect whatsoever on
It's
the.
as hot as having tinsel wrapped around your neck. Moving on.
So does anything happen to the seesaw as a result of the sonic burst?
So there isn't much give. There's the slightest of groans, but no movement.
That didn't
So
work.
this seesaw is this for everybody else that's not on it? Actually, 10 foot. It starts 10 foot above where we are.
Yeah.
Far left.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to grab
and forward a
onto.
bit.
Yeah. So
what
it's
I
like.
forget is if it's not above where so it's not gonna actually rest. If it would come down, it wouldn't rest on the ledge, or it would.
You would guess no, it wouldn't land on the ledge.
Brucon turns and inspects the other end of the seesaw, and I'm assuming that the other end it does meet the ground on the other
Yes,
side.
it does. It does meet the other end. It's,
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't appear to. I mean, from the looks of it, it doesn't look like this thing has been moved in quite some time.
Okay. Brucon's going to slowly and carefully make his way along the length of the seesaw, stopping at around about the midpoint to see if he can sort of peer over the side and see the fulcrum of this thing at all.
Okay.
And also see what he can see going on at the other end.
Sure, you can do that. Sorry, I think Marshall, you're about to say something.
It's a seesaw bridge, and the other end is resting on that end, and there is a big pointy thing holding it up.
Yeah. Relatively,
does
it's quite a
anyone-
thick column.
Yeah. How thick?
Well, I guess if you want to make a perception check, and Brucon, you're inspecting this too, so you can go ahead and make a perception check.
I should say
Well,
how durable.
How durable? Good. Now that is a good question.
I was wondering when it was going to take for how long it's going to take for a duff roll to present itself, because I've been on a ridiculously hot streak so far. That's a 9 on
No,
Brucon's
if you're doing if you want to look at the durability of it, Leobrin, actually, I think this probably makes more sense to be like a nature check rather than a perception check.
Cool. Is that better or worse for me? That's slightly better. Very slightly better. But the dice is terrible. 5.
Ah, I mean, it looks pretty thick, and this could be part of the problem. But you do reckon if you were to chip away some of the thickness of the column, that would, definitely make it move more.
People of the party, do we consider perhaps blasting the central pillar with shatter, might then drop the bridge so that it was just a straight bridge.
As long as I'm not on it at the time, go nuts.
Do it.
I feel like we should check with someone smarter than us. Brina, what do you think?
I'd rather not destroy their test.
The
They're
other option.
useless.
No, we don't care about their property. We're saving them. Their property is destructible. It's more of a can it be done?
The other option is it doesn't appear to
Oh.
be pivoting correctly. Is the problem? Do we think that's a
pivoting fully,
friction? Do we think that's a friction issue?
Okay.
If I turn the top of the pillar from difficult terrain to normal terrain, do we think that the seesaw will seesaw?
That you want to bring the seesaw down the level so it's the bridge.
So the shatter option is turning it into a bridge. If we don't want to destroy it, I can use mold earth to turn what I assume is difficult terrain, rough surface on the top of the pillar, into smooth terrain, not difficult. So hopefully the seesaw will seesaw again.
I do think that if you shatter the middle part, if the ledge comes down from a height, it might break.
Yeah. I like the idea of trying to free the mechanism before we try and
Yeah.
bust the whole thing.
Okay. Well, in that case,
Do you need a hand up?
well, I need to set a point where I can see the sort of the space between the.
Oh, can you
If our end's up, then I can definitely see.
you can mold
Yeah,
earth
you
at
can see
range.
some of the mechanisms.
Mold earth is 30 foot.
Oh, brilliant! I thought it was like
Yeah, that's
poaching.
fine because it's about 40 feet long, so you can definitely it's
Yeah.
within your range.
Go for it.
As long as I can see the surface, which we need to do, which would be. I might need a shoulder boost.
Apologies, Jack, if you did say this and I just didn't clock it. Does Brucon divine any meaningful information looking down at the fulcrum himself?
It was basically the same as with Leoberin. That it seems to have maybe this was once a bit more of a free swinging item, but time has eroded some of the natural pivot points.
Indiana Jones, the trap's not been properly maintained type of scenario.
Yes, exactly. Oh,
Okay.
the
In that
Stranger
case,
13 has just subscribed with us.
Hey,
Over
Hey.
Prime, thank you,
Hey.
thank you, the
Étranger.
Stranger 13. The
Yay.
Étranger. Sorry, thank you, Marshall. Thank you.
You've come to a key seesaw moment.
Indeed. And
It's
we have
pivotal
a lot of...
stuff.
Way! So Brucon's going
I'm so
to
sorry.
inspect the other end of the seesaw thing and see what we're looking at. Is there some kind of does the path just continue, or are there any notable features on the other side?
Oh, sure, you're going to go up ahead, are you?
Well, just a look. to start with.
Just have a little nosy. Yes, of course. Well, as you can see that the path continues spiraling up the mountain, and there are no noticeable features within your sight without going further up and around the corner, as it were.
Okay.
So-
Brucon has one other thought and turns back to and sort of like shuffles back across to Kerr, and sort of taps him and kind of tries to mime a net. It sort of goes and sort of tries to do gestures indicating a net, and then starts tapping at Kerr's equipment.
Curtis looks a little uncomfortable and eventually produces the net. He does have a net.
Okay, Brucon gets it out and holds it up and tries to get an idea of how long it is.
So the net,
Its dimensions are.
roughly, it's 10 by 10 feet.
Okay, Brucon sort of starts kind of hefting it in his hands thoughtfully, but I'll let Leoberin do his thing.
All right.
right.
If you're stable up there,
Stable
Yeah.
as it would be.
Leobrin pops off mold earth. How many times can it do it? I don't know how large the surface area is on that.
I think it's a 5-foot area, isn't it, mold earth?
I'm just wondering how large the area is on top of the pillar.
Well, 5 feet. A 5-foot area would definitely take a significant chunk out of it. As I said, it's a
I
roughly
can do
10
I can
feet,
do
across,
I can do
so-
2 5-foot squares. So
So, I mean, yeah, you do it one at a time, and I would say that that first one, if you put it somewhere in the middle, I mean, you probably want to see what impact that one has before you do the second one.
yeah, but I can
But yeah,
I
you can do
can
that.
have two effective mold earth up at the same time.
Oh, excellent, good. Yes, of course you can. So
Do it.
you do the first one. You doing it? You ready?
Yes.
Is everyone ready? You doing it? Yeah. Are you making? Sorry, just to be clear, you're making Brina and Brucon and Kerr aware that you're doing this before you do it, right?
Yes.
Good. So
yes, I
you
have
do
asked
so.
their consent before I smoothen out their pillar.
I think it's consent is
Just
always
do
good.
it.
Consent is
Please.
good. I'm just gonna let's leave it there. Brucon, Brina, and Kerr get to make dexterity saving throws with advantage because they knew this was going to happen.
Oh dear.
Oh no, no! What? What's happened?
I just
15
rolled.
Sabrina.
Brucon just rolled snake eyes.
Oh no.
Oh.
Double one.
Okay. And Brina, what did you get?
15.
15. Okay. We're going to take a very quick break. I'll be right back. After this.
So
And we are back. Oh, I've taken my hat off. No.
No.
Alas. Continuing. So, Brucon, as the rock starts to give way beneath your feet, so for the three of you on that ledge, you feel as the whole thing kind of groans and starts pivoting slowly, starts downwards. Your viewpoint, you're now seeing, oh, I can now see the party a lot better, and now, oh my god, as it starts just to start pivoting downwards. Brina and Kerr manage to keep a hold of themselves. Brucon, however, although you were near the center of this thing, obviously because of the nature of this one as it slopes that way, your legs give out under you and you start sliding down sliding down the rock face towards the edge of the cliff. What are you guys doing?
Is given that Brucon's got a 20 foot worth of warning on this slide?
Yes.
When he gets towards the end of it, because he's sliding back towards where everyone else is, right?
Yeah.
Can he like shove off and try and propel himself so that he lands back where he was before?
You can certainly try.
I would like to try, please, as an alternative to dropping 90 plus feet.
Is anyone else doing anything to while this is happening? Because obviously you don't know that Brucon's going to be planning to spring himself off of this.
Yeah. I would like tug at Kerr's feathers. Kerr, get him! And try to get him to go grab him.
Brucon, you're holding the rope, the net, aren't you?
Net. Correct.
Yes.
Brucon is sliding on a surface that we can see.
Yes.
Yep.
Difficult terrain.
Nice.
There we go. Another mold earth, or yeah. That's what you need. Brilliant.
Give you some grip.
Basically, you cause the end of the ledge to rise up, and kind of so when Brucon comes down, you kind of slam into it, Brucon, to the end of this ledge. But thankfully, you haven't fallen off of the seesaw.
I am indeed thankful of this.
At one with the seesaw. And you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage from the impact from sliding down, but that's all, thankfully.
Right.
So, meanwhile, it's still pivoting down this ledge towards the rest of the party, and you recognise that given its current position, it's not going to land on the ledge. So, what are you doing?
Well, Brucon, if he's if it's possible, Brucon would like to, having been given this extra sort of purchase on the seesaw, seeing this, he'd like to, as quick as he can, push off back and kind of run back up the seesaw to try and get his weight on the other end a little bit.
Sounds
so
good.
He's going to try and sort of balance out, not all the way, so that to kind of completely undo all of the good work of Leobrin, but to try and stop it from just kind of going, gone, and then slamming.
Yeah, that sounds good. Anyone else doing anything?
Neris just watches on, like, what is even going on? There's nothing.
Are we even up this mountain yet? What is happening?
It's like, really?
Kerr and me are obviously flying as soon as we realise that it's not going to land. I'm just tugging at Kerr, so we fly.
Yeah, Kerr doesn't hesitate. Up in the air. Brucon, make an initiative check, please.
An initiative check?
You need to outrun you need to outdo the initiative of the rock.
I get you. Okay, let's try this then.
then.
Okay, 13.
Yep, that's more
Great.
than enough. More than enough. You get to the other end before things go south for the ledge. You go to the other end, and you can feel it slowing down.
He starts. You know, like when you're on the tube and you do that thing when you're bored and kind of like, I'm going to surf on the tube.
Oh, every time, yes. Or when you can't get a handhold.
That's what Brucon's doing right now.
So you're like,
doing that since
nice.
COVID arrived.
I was thinking like Aragorn, Frodo, on the rock in the Moria situation. But either way,
Legolas on the big mammoth.
Yeah.
The Mumakil.
I said the Oliphant.
Oliphant.
Indeed. But hey,
Legally
those
distinct
things
from
aren't
elephants.
important. They're not in this world. Forget that bollocks. So anyway, yeah. What?
Way to anger our audience. Lord of the Rings is bollocks.
It's fantastic, but it's
What-
not
what
in
No.
this
do all
setting.
these people hate?
No.
Sorry, way to anger Armata, I should have said.
Lord of the Rings is holy.
Nothing,
Sacred.
nothing against the rings, but things that are not in that setting are also fine.
That Lord sucks. Anyway, yes. So, what are we? What's the status quo as of the?
You feel the
sort
descent is now slowing as you've gone to the other end, and now it's been freed, and eventually it comes to an uneasy stop. So it is still kind of slanted, but for the rest of you, it's now you could hop onto it, just a straight hop across. But it is more than a little precarious, given that Brucon is the only thing counterbalancing it at the moment at the other end, and it's still sloped.
I'd say wait, so we can still run across it to get to the other side.
Yeah, but you have to jump on it first, which then there's a balancing thing here. You think you jumping onto it, it's going to put extra weight on the end that's already down, which could cause it to go down more, and bad things could happen. Unless you're very quick, you could hop in the skedaddle your way up before anything massive happens.
Brucon shouts back and goes, "Any of the magic users able to do something that'll immobilize the fulcrum?"
I mean, I can
Can you
reattempt
freeze
the. I can mold the earth to be gritty again.
Yeah, give that a go, because then if we can freeze it in this position, everyone can just walk along it and then jump down on the other side.
I don't believe my spells can melt rock just yet.
Give it time.
Working on it.
Yeah. Leobrin will remove the smoothness from the pillar.
Yeah,
it's
so
back to rough again.
solid shout. So you do that, and you think it has helped to solidify it in place as you kind of move the rock around the mechanism, or the pivot point.
Walkies, everyone?
Go for it.
Do it.
You know what? Yeah, Leobrin goes for it.
Of course, yeah. Who else?
Walking across the now directly horizontal bridge.
I'm guessing it would be...
No, it's not
Slightly
horizontal, but
sloping.
yeah, it's you hop on, and who's going on first? Sorry,
Leo.
Yeah, of course.
Because
he
is
you have
confident
faith
in
in
his
your
handiwork.
magical abilities.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's not a ceiling, so this bodes well for you.
And he's
so
not a great big elephant man who weighs a lot.
So you hop
Also
on
a
Leobrin
elephant man.
and kind of brace yourself as soon as you jump on, but it doesn't appear to move anymore. When you do hear a groan, but nothing seems to move. Seems okay.
Looks down and shouts at, or I guess whichever direction that Brucon's at. He's like, "Can you prepare another grappling hook just in case?"
Certainly, and Brucon does exactly that.
The 2-hour cockcrow also just kind of flying nearby with the nets, thinking,
Well, Leo, I'm coming next. Can you just shuffle along a little bit, just in case?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep
It's like
going to the
peeking
other
down.
side.
Okay, great.
probably wise. Yeah.
Leobrin starts walking across to the other side.
Yep. Cool. You get to the other side with Brucon. Just up the incline.
When Leo does that and Neris jumps on, Malar comes to the edge and he's ready to counterbalance this end if it starts to raise. He's not actually getting on it, but he's just ready.
Oh
as
yeah,
it starts
to
tilt
try
back
and
up.
yeah, got you. That's sensible.
Yeah.
Like it. Okay.
Just jumps on, and if there are no issues, just
Okay.
follows Leo more towards the middle, other side-ish part to start like counterbalancing.
Yeah, you can make yourself make your way over to the other side, and the three of you now on the other side notes from your position that you can see those cracks along the wall, the climbing wall area, where Brucon previously felt those air blasts, and you can feel the wind rushing again, but it's above you at this point, so it's not directly affecting you. But note it nonetheless. This strange presence, concentrated presence of of powerful air. It's unnatural for this area.
Neris squints at it dramatically with her hair flowing in the wind, just like
With my
something's
Santa
there.
hat.
Yes, exactly. Billowing.
Majestic Santa. Brucon looks at it and goes.
Santa.
Brucon looks at it and goes. One day I'm going to set up a skydiving business
Base
around
jumping.
here. It's going to make so much money.
Spider glider wings.
Right.
Cool. So 3 of you are on the other end. Who's next?
I'll make a run.
Mr. Seth. I'm
Step
making
on.
sure that Seth goes first.
And Seth, it does feel
Well,
it reminds you a little bit as you step on of the kind of being back on a boat back at sea. The kind of the way that you step on, you feel a slight movement under your feet.
Am I just rolling a dex check?
No check required. You're literally hopping across a very small gap onto the rock, so you're good.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, freebie. It's Christmas time. Everything's
Yay!
gifts for
And then I
everyone. A free
walk across.
pass. You walk to yep. Are you stopping on the other end with everyone else, or are you just literally walking off the other side and back onto the path, ignoring the rest of your party?
Oh, are they still on the seesaw?
I believe so. Right? Counterbalancing.
Yes, we're counterbalancing on the other side. At least that's what Nerys is doing.
Do we want everyone counterbalancing on one side? Shouldn't someone jump off to land to safety?
Yeah, Leobrin will do that. Leobrin was just using it as a bridge. Leobrin wasn't like, if it works for me to jump onto and walk across, then I assume it works for everyone else to jump onto and walk across.
It seems
It doesn't
fair.
need an extra balance weight.
It's questionable for Malar, right? It started groaning
Yeah,
when you jumped
it's-
on.
Yeah, Malar's the big
Hence
question.
the counterbalancing.
Yeah.
If
exactly.
it took a Brucon and Brina and was fine, it probably doesn't need a Leo counterweight.
So is Malar like coming on it and then everyone else jumps off because we're the equivalent weight?
Oh, we should be on like everyone.
We should be on it because it's
Jump
slant.
off of it. What are you trying to do?
He's jumping on the lower part, so if we're not here, it's just gonna go boop.
Just imagine you all being like, wait, Malar's coming. Quick, jump off, jump off. Down he goes.
No!
Guys, this is going to be hilarious. Watch it.
Just
Stan.
watch- hearing the crashing, watching him roll down the mountain and going, this was not as funny as I thought it would be.
And then all of a sudden we find out Malar's hidden Dumbo abilities.
Oh my god.
Amazing. So I guess we stand
I'm
in the
in.
middle, or some people stand in the middle, and then sort of run away from Malar as Malar climbs on.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do that.
The ledge is over on that end. It rests on the other edge anyway, so we just stay on the end and just
Yeah.
make sure it doesn't tip the other way. So just
Yep.
Malar, get over here!
Get over
Problem
here.
solving in D&D, everyone. Gotta
Yay!
love it.
Spatial
Gotta love it.
awareness.
Even the most rudimentary of puzzles and challenges, it's still fun. So yeah,
Physics puzzles.
Physics
Anyway.
puzzle when you can't see the physics. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
no, the
Yeah.
most
Just
trying to
rewarding
work
thing
it
is
through
that not
description.
rolling. It's not just rolling the ability checks. It's like when you guys are going, I'm going to use this spell because it'll be useful for this, and it's like, oh my god, brilliant! Yeah, let's go with that. Fantastic, lovely, creative. Moving on. Enough praise. Carry on. Words. So you are all ready for Malar to embark.
Yeah. As ready as we're gonna be.
Brucon's got a grappling hook ready in case that proves useful for.
A light here for Malar's.
I love that every skill check we do, we have to have like a Malar counter, like, plan.
There's one in every party, right?
I mean, he saves our butts in every other scenario, so it's fair.
Yeah.
Gotta
Right.
keep them alive.
Go on, Malar.
Right.
Step up.
Stands back just a step or two, big deep breath, guidance,
Yes.
and pegs it across this
Yes. Sprint.
thing. Just goes for it.
All right.
Never walk cautiously into big mistakes. Sprint full speed into them. This is the way.
That's the lesson.
Momentum.
Rush headlong into challenges.
Absolutely.
So can you make an athletics check, please, Malar? You're obviously giving yourself guidance, so you feel free to use that.
Oh, 23.
Nice.
Oh, Malar,
Nice.
your time has come. Your past hurdling experience will be used now. You as you hop onto the, you're determined, and you also are paranoid that this thing is going to fall as soon as you step onto it, given previous experience with these similar situations. And as you put your first foot on there, all you can think about is putting one foot in front of the other, and you just pound your way up the ledge.
It is flapping majestically as he goes.
When he gets past the middle point, Neris gets the hell off of there.
Dive for cover.
Okay, and the rest of you who are in the middle?
Brucon's there kind of going, go, come on, do it, go! And then as he sees him bearing down, he's like, oh, and then and hops back.
This thing is only 6 feet wide as well, so it's like, I gotta get out of the way. Okay, go. And so
once
you're
once he's past halfway, he's fine. So at that point, we'll
two Aarakocra, hopelessly holding a net, watch on as the rest of the party flee from Malar across this ledge. And you see, they see, should I say, and the rest of you experience as the rest of you rush across to the other side, to the other edge of the seesaw. It starts to shift, and Malar's coming, kind of barreling along as the whole thing is pivoting upwards, so that the end then rests on the edge, the cliff edge, with the rest of you kind of hopping off, and Malar, you barely keep your feet as you kind of leap off the end. And now you're all back on solid ground together. You have overcome that challenge.
High fives all round. High fives all round. What's ahead of us?
So, as you saw before, Brucon, the path spirals upwards to your right, up the mountainside.
Let's go. We've got
Let's go.
still not much time
So
left.
you keep on. So you push forward.
Brucon will take up vanguard position as per.
Sounds good. You notice actually as you continue up for the next 10 minutes or so, the path starts to narrow. It was a lot wider before; it could accommodate you a lot more easily, hence short resting and stuff. Now it's getting pretty single track territory, 3-4 feet wide, which again, for those of you who may be afraid of heights, this is not the best place to be as you continue further upwards. So Brucon, because you're in the front, what is your passive perception?
13.
13. Great, good to know.
Although D&D Beyond wants me to believe it's 33, which I suspect is something to do with the Fallen Stardust.
That'll be the Fallen Stardust, which has worn off anyway. So,
but not
Untick that
according to D&D
motherfucker.
Beyond. So this will be fun when I get a passive perception of 63 the next time I use it. In the meantime, it's 13.
Cool. As you continue up the path ahead of the others, in the front of the others, and it then levels out ahead of you. You can see it's still very narrow. There are no arm guards here. There's no handrails or anything.
Yep.
But
it's not OSHA compliant.
No, there is no health and safety here. It is very narrow, but it is
There's an
flat
elf.
at this point.
There's an elf, but there's no safety.
There is an elf and a half elf and a mer elf, but their safety questionable. So there's again the wall looks quite the rock face to your right looks quite mottled.
Like the one before, the one we
yes.
scaled.
Yeah.
Okay. Brucon does the kind of the military hand gesture thing and goes, "Heads up, everyone! I think we've got more gusts of wind going on ahead of us."
Would you like to make a investigation check, or alternative, or history check? Your choice.
Do I get definitely want to make history? I'm guessing Dwarven stone cunning not applying here.
So it's going to be stone cunning, and I was going to say if you were going to use investigation, we double your proficiency in the same way as you would for history checks with stone cunning, because this relates to stonework. Cool.
Okay, so then so this is +6 then. So that's 13.
Okay. Hard to tell here whether there are what the nature of this rock face is, whether there are indeed caverns through these any cracks in the wall. It's hard to tell from this position without getting closer.
Okay. Brucon cautiously steps forward, but it wants to check himself before he sort of puts any of these fissures between him, or he wants to stop before he puts himself between any of these fissures and the great blue beyond. So not putting himself directly in the path of any airburst that might be forthcoming.
So you keep your eyes kind of trained on the rock face as you slowly and cautiously move up ahead. It doesn't look like there are any cracks here. It looks it just looks like the rock face over time has there may have been like rock falls and such like this made it quite rough and coarse, but it doesn't appear that there are any particular cracks. That is until you spot one a bit too late. Can you make a strength saving throw, please?
Well, let's find out. 15.
That is enough. So you manage to hold yourself, and you kind of throw yourself back into the rock face just before this other crack, as a blast of air comes forth from it.
I knew it. Okay.
Brina, obviously you recognise this area from where you were before. Just to sorry, go ahead.
Brucon would like to scan up and see if there's any protuberances, crenellations, anything he might possibly be able to hook a grappling hook onto.
I would say, we can use your check from before, and given how mottled this is, there are definitely crenellations and other jutting out bits of rock that you could attach stuff to.
Sure. Okay. So here's the plan. Gonna try and get a grappling hook hooked on, and then what you can do is go across, holding onto the rope. If you do get blown off, clutch the rope like mad, and then you'll swing out and then back in, and hopefully not be too seriously interrupted or dislodged by any gusts of air that you might come across. So Brucon's going to have a stab at chucking a grappling hook up. Dex check.
Yes, please.
Okie
Yes,
dokie.
please.
Oh no, that's dreadful. That's 6.
You throw it up, and it hopelessly clangs and falls back down.
Ricochets off. Okay, Brucon turns around and goes, "Well, that didn't work. Any other ideas?"
Mr. Brucon, and Malar walks up to Brucon. Maybe you should give that another go. I give him guidance.
Positive words of encouragement from Malar.
Brucon nods to Malin. Thank you. Let's try again. Okay. Slightly better, but not massively so. That's 13 this time.
Yeah, this time, with the warmth of Malar's words in your ears, you throw up and it connects this time.
Teamwork makes the dream work, baby. Ooh. Brucon turns to Malar and goes, "Thank you. Nice work. Anyway.
Will of the 8, friend."
Sure, why not? Yes. And Brucon's going to take hold of the rope and go, "Shall I? I'll give it a go first, shall I?" Winds the rope around. So the rock faces to the right. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So Brucon winds the rope a couple of times around his right hand, and then goes for it. Basically, tries to traverse the area, the gap.
All right. So this time, you go to traverse it. Make another strength saving throw, please.
Oh man, 8.
8. So you are buffeted away.
You are fired.
But you are holding. You clench onto the rope in your hand, and you kind of swing out and away. But then suddenly, after a very short amount of time, you start oscillating your way back towards the cliff face, almost George of the Jungle style. Watch out for that tree, or in this case, cliff face. Yeah. However, you see the crack that blew you away from the mountainside, and that's actually what you're hurtling towards, and it is big enough for you to fit into. And in fact, this is indeed what happens. You are then kind of slot inside the gap.
Again, the Doppler effect. As Brucon swings through the gap.
The rope catches on the roof, the mouth of this entrance, and kind of flips you up. You're still holding onto the rope, and then just bam, land flat on your back. And I would, taking 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
From the fall. It was that was quite a lot of power behind that. But you are in a very strange antechamber. You weren't expecting to go inside the mountain. There is no natural light, only the light from outside, illuminating ahead of you. You can see a very narrow bridge, naturally formed.
Okay, the rest of the party hear a voice echoing, reverberating off the walls of the cavern, and also a bit muffled, and they hear, "There's something in here. Hold on." And Brucon cautiously unwinds the rope and kind of lets it, sort of tries to throw it back so that it's out, so other people can grab it and make use of it, and then cautiously preparing to brace himself against the. How close in are the walls of the cave he's in?
As in the entrance that you came through, or just in the chamber?
How wide? Yeah, like what's the claustrophobia factor going on here?
To be fair, it's bigger than you'd expect in here. So you're in the entrance way, but like it's almost got a round feel to it. You can see with your dark vision, you can see that the dimensions of this room are maybe it's maybe 60 feet in diameter, and you're in the centre.
Oh,
so
wow,
30
okay.
feet either side. It's quite a big chamber.
Chamber, yeah.
And the bridge across, you can't see the floor below. It's too far away for your 60-foot dark vision to see.
Right. Okay. Can you see anything on the other side of the bridge?
You can just about see the other side, which looks to be. It looks like there is a crack in the kind of rock face opposite you that could lead through to another room or another cavern.
Okay. Brucon turns around again, cautiously makes his way back to the fissure and goes to kind of poke his head out of it, trying to make sure he's in a position to brace himself against some kind of rock in case there's another gust of air, and sort of pokes out and looks to see if the rest of the party are still there, which I'm assuming they are.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
Quick, everyone hide.
Brucon pokes his head out and goes, "Where is everyone? Oh, guys, come and check this out. I think we might have found those hidden passages through the rock that Bantam was talking about. I think we might have found one. Come and check this out."
Okay.
Let's go.
So, So Brucon's obviously in the archway, the entrance. Anyone else? Who's next?
How high up is it?
Oh, it's on your level, like the
Oh, right.
entrance.
Okay, going in.
Okay, Brucon,
Neris.
Neris. So Neris, as you kind of push
follow.
past Brucon and Seth, all three of you will hear echoing in this area the build-up of this air pressure. Again, it almost feels like the whirring of an engine, where you hear it starting like, and you all need to make strength saving throws. That's the three of you, sorry. Not Leobrin, not Malar, not Brina. The other
11.
We trust.
14.
Yeah, I'm just flying above, right? I'm still.
Yes, you're still at a safe distance.
15.
Cool. Neris, Seth,
14.
the two of you flatten yourselves against the wall either side of the entrance inside, kind of to keep your feet and to stop yourself being blown around. Brucon, however, you're caught off guard again, but you are still holding the rope, so off you go again with the rope out from the mountainside, coming back in again.
Pinballing around the inside of this cave.
Back again.
How much damage this time?
I would say this time, because you know the fall is coming, you can brace to try and break your fall. So make a dexterity check. Just a straight acrobatics check. Sorry.
Oh, acrobatics. Okay, 26.
You know what's happening. Okay, so you managed to land on your feet this time. Don't take any damage.
Do we still have any pitons left?
Good question.
Who had them before? Do we remember?
I gave them to you or to Seth. I'm not sure.
I had a climbing gear.
At least 2, possibly 4. So I'm sure you have some left.
Yeah.
Good shout.
Jam 'em in things.
Because you get 10
I had-
anyways, right?
Yeah, I had 10 that I gave.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you
we
definitely
used-
got
We
some. Yeah.
used no more than 4 on the cliff
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
So we should have a bunch of them. Good shout.
Right. Will you pass me one, please?
Certainly.
Yes, excellent. Fabulous.
Start tossing them around.
Right, let's do this.
Yeah, let's start hammering these pitons in.
So so you're hammering the pitons either side of the
I'm
entrance or
not
something?
hammering mine in yet. I wanna
Okay.
when I hear the warning sound, I wanna.
This is for you to grab onto, right? The pitons.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great. Good call.
That's
Okay. Anyone else going in? After hearing all that, I'm like, do
There's
I have
also
to?
prepares shield in case it helps, I guess. In case
From-
something flies at her.
Yeah.
From
yeah,
my-
okay.
From my point of view, can I see like what's beyond? Can I see if they're like gonna come out on the other end, or as in, can I fly over instead of going through?
As in, fly over the bridge.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Aren't they like going into?
They're going into
My
the place you came
misunderstanding?
from. Yeah, where the master is. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's closed on the other end, right? So that there's no.
As
Other
far as
way
you know,
in.
there's no other way in.
All right. So
Yeah.
then we'll just follow, I assume.
Cool. Okay.
Brina is loving her flight slate.
Oh, yeah.
Flight slate. It's like,
Flight
oh,
slate.
you guys are walking somewhere with lots of checks. Flight boy, pick me up.
It's
Yeah.
-2 strength, -1 dex. I am not trying that.
So, yeah,
The
Leo has a.
the benefits of playing a race that is extremely portable, right? If you've got the ability, take advantage of it.
Yeah.
It's like she's created a symbiotic character. It's like, oh yes, a PvP and an NPC in one go.
It's like
Yeah.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna feel so bad if Kerr dies. You're like, my steed has died.
No, we've saved the Aracrocras. We've got
Right.
replacements.
Save the ride. Anyway,
So Leobrin's going in, and Brina is going to go in as well with of course her trusty Kerr, not by her side but directly behind her,
Over.
or over around.
Route.
Those of you already inside, are you waiting for the others to go in, or are you going to go across the bridge, or what are you doing?
Brucon's pretty intrigued by all this, so he's going to sort of gradually, he's going to, not incautiously, but proactively continue to explore.
Sure.
I don't want to get blown, so I'm going to follow him.
The ledge that you guys are on as you enter this area it's not the largest. It only goes into this room, juts in maybe 15 feet. Beyond that, it's just the bridge that it kind of funnels down into, and then you can see the ledge.
Brucon cocks an ear to hear if the sound of the gust of wind is coming again.
Yeah, I say you can definitely keep your ears open for that. Do you want to make a perception check, please?
That's 22.
Cool. So this time, you guys, when it next gusts, you'll have advantage on it because Brucon, you'll be able to kind of go. It's happening, and you can
Brucon
prepare yourselves accordingly. You'll have to let go of the rope, Brucon, to go further into this area.
Fine. He's in the cave now. Yeah, he's in the cave now. So Brucon's gonna make his way across the bridge.
And Neris is gonna follow.
Yep. So we've got Brucon,
Same.
then Seth, then Neris, because Seth already called he was following him. So first mover
cool.
advantage. Then Leobrin enters, Brina and Kerr, and then Malar. What are you doing?
Muted, mate. Or anyway, didn't hear that. I'm not sure you were muted.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. Yes, I'm going in. I'm also going in. Apologies.
Amazing. Okay.
Note to self: always make that noise when checking if someone can hear you from now on.
So
Start it with an O.
so once you lot get inside, you hear the swell again, Brucon, and so
Shout out.
so you're shouting out. So I would say that given that you guys have literally just got in here, Leobrin and Malar, it's a straight check. For everyone else, because Green has been here before, they have advantage on the strength check. Sorry, saving throw.
Cool. 21.
19.
Because fine at 18.
It's 16.
Sweet.
Oh, it's advantage because of climber's kit, correct?
Are you
Because of
using
warning,
it?
but yeah, you have advantage. Yes.
Yeah. Leah has the climber's kit.
Oh no. Sorry. Unless you're using the climber's kit in some way for this, I was saying Leobrin and Malar don't have advantage of this one because they've just got in and all they've heard is a cacophony of noise from outside. So suddenly, Brucon just shouting out, they're like, "What?" And then
Sounds shouting a warning that it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. We weren't warned in advance before coming in that there's wind.
Yeah.
So no climber's kit. Strength save.
Yep.
15.
You're fine. Fantastic. Malar?
13.
13. Again, enough. So all of you, this time, managed to
Hey.
root yourselves in place. And those of you on the bridge, which was looking a lot more precarious, equally kind of grab onto the bridge itself. Like, just go into a prone position and hug the pillar, and you're fine as this blast goes by. But again, aside from Brina, none of you can see down to the floor below you, so you know it's quite a long way down. Cool. That's subsided. Want to continue?
Okay.
With us?
Let's book it. Let's not undergo
Yeah.
any more of this than we have to.
Yep.
Is this the third test that we're meant to be doing? Are we nearly there yet?
Yeah, are we there yet? Right.
I'm a little confused because this is the cave where the master is, right? This is not
Yes, you're correct.
continuing on the.
Yeah, it was
on the
just the
path.
first. It was the first crack in the mountainside along this flat bit. That you
So
found there's a
this-
cavern within and have gone inside.
If
Right.
this is where
So
the
we're not-
master is,
Yeah.
why are we going?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Why?
Well, Brucon doesn't know. Brucon doesn't know about the master.
I haven't told anyone.
They haven't even asked where you've been,
So-
which is a little bit rude, but there we are.
We had a short rest for an hour.
Yeah, you told me what you guys did.
Well, I Bart only realised that this was where the master had been not very long ago. So
Organic.
Does Brina want to tell us?
Well, anyway, but no, I'm saying this
it's
isn't a
not-
RP thing. This is me not realising. I genuinely thought this was a potential route through. But did you?
Who knows? Maybe it is.
So we know there's no. Okay. Anyway, so Brucon's going to just carry on making his way
Yeah.
through the gate.
So the three of you on the bridge, Brucon, Seth, and Neris, you get across to the other side of the bridge, and you're on. So you're into the next sort of little entranceway, I guess, with the crack up ahead of you, and you can see you could just about squeeze through. If you kind of shimmy sideways through it, you could get through the cracks in the rock, because you can see that there is some kind of cavern chamber on the other side.
Okey-dokey.
Meanwhile, the other three are just traversing the bridge. Another swell. This time you're all ready for it. You can all have advantage on this strength saving throw.
Yay.
You know what's happening now.
That is
20.
actually excellent because I rolled a 14
Okay.
and a 1.
Yeah.
That is excellent. That is excellent.
1 and a 19 for me, so yes.
Oh, was that advantage? I meant to say disadvantage. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, god
That's fine.
damn it.
No! You can't change it later. No, it's
God
advantage.
damn it.
Brucon rolled a 20 after bonuses.
Great. Anyone get
18.
below a 13?
Is this everyone rolling? Sorry, or
Yeah,
just
everyone's rolling this time, but did anyone get below a 13?
No.
Did Malar and Leo get advantage this time?
Yes, you do.
14.
And I think, DK, you're muted, but I'm going to assume Malar's fine.
18.
Oh, 18, yeah. So yeah, you all can get to the other side, and although it is getting pretty cramped with all 7 of you, with Kerr as well. And you've got the 2 Aarakocra who are patiently waiting outside with a net. They haven't come in. Are any of you going to explore this next antechamber, or are you just kind of going to go, well, we'll call it a day and go back outside?
I mean, the others went ahead, but the ones that are near me, I'll whisper to them. I've been in here. The master of the Aarakocra is hiding in here.
So it's the entrance to the Eyrie.
You're ahead of us, aren't you?
That's to Leobrin and Malar.
Yeah.
You 3 have just are just about to discover this as you shimmy through the crack in the rock face into the next chamber, and you can see that there is a crack in the ceiling where some natural light is spilling into this and illuminating this area, and you can see an Aarakocra, this one almost dove-like in appearance, pink eyes, white feathers, but various patches of red where it appears they have been bleeding profusely at some point, but that it's since dried. So this creature sees you and doesn't get up, doesn't move too much, just kind of nods in your direction, but silent.
Hello. We come in peace. Can you understand me?
It speaks back. You recognise that its lips are moving, or its beak is moving, should I say, as if speaking Aarakocran, but you can all seemingly understand what she's saying. Yes,
it's like the tongue.
understand.
It's like the tongue's effect. Yeah.
It's similar to the tongue's effect, yeah.
Is this the way to the Eyrie?
It's not the main entrance. There is a way there, from here. That's how I got here.
How quick is it? Oh wait, I don't know who you are. Insight check that.
Okay.
Hang on a minute, can you read her mind?
13.
I mean, yeah, you're right. You don't know this person. It's somewhat difficult to read, being that they are speaking in a different language. Mannerisms seem a bit different to most humanoids, but you have no reason. You have no reason either way to trust or distrust. Jury's out. I would say it's about this time that Malar, Leobrin, Brina, if you're going to continue forward, that would be around this time. But is there any reaction to what Brina has said about it being the master this way?
Brucon kind of goes, interesting, and turns to Master Talon and goes and says, You seem to have a sort of connection with what's going on around here. I've been having visions of this mountain, and when I have visions, that normally involve more, purple elephants and other things that usually.
You're of the Barkfang Monastery, aren't you?
Correct. Yes.
She nods and kind of gives a little bow of the head, a courteous bow of the head.
Yeah. Brucon reciprocates. And he goes,
I thought someone of your kind would come.
Well, congratulations. You were right smack bang on the money. I am, in fact, here. Do you have any explanation? Do you know why I've been seeing the visions of the monastery? Have you been doing something?
Well, it is all of the balance. Something is out of balance here.
I see. So I was called.
You are a guardian of the light. Darkness has taken this place, but maybe the light can prevail and we can take it back.
Well, that's certainly the plan. Oh, well, that's handy.
We're there, I'm
well,
sure.
Anyway, yes, as my colleague was, as my colleague was asking,
coming inside.
We're quite interested to get into the Eyrie for various reasons. Where does this lead to inside the Eyrie in the monastery?
It is a little complicated how I got here. I have abilities which it has taken years to master. I turned myself into a vapor and was able to move between the rocks and traverse my way down here from my chamber. However, I believe if you wanted to get back to inside the Eyrie without going through the gate, I believe I have a way.
We're all ears, especially those of us who have very big ears.
Please
Oh, I heard that.
help us get in. We've been traveling for days to get in here.
As all this is happening, I'm kind of gonna push towards Malar and kind of tug at his sleeve.
Oh, yes.
Jumping slightly to reach it.
Yeah, and I'll kind of whisper to him. If you kind of pull him down so he kind of bends forward so I can whisper to him. He's very high up. And if he does, then I'll whisper in his ear. She has the potion, and told me that we can have it if we help.
Malar sort of stands back up at that news and looks down at Brina and looks back at this figure. Very, very well, Miss Brina. I will. How are we helping this individual?
Well, she wants the Eyrie freed, which we were doing anyway, right?
Indeed. She's going to give you this potion, and what do you intend to do with it?
I just want the recipe, actually. I don't really care about the potion itself if we have the recipe.
Wait, can you brew more of this concoction?
Yes, with the recipe I can.
Oh, Ms. Brina, then our goals are aligned. This is truly the will of the Eight. Come, let us see what she has to say and see if we can formulate some sort of a strategy to expedite our goal. I gesticulate towards the figure.
There is a waterfall further in. I believe I have a way for us to ascend the waterfall and follow that. The watercourse leads into my chamber, if you will, inside the Eyrie.
That sounds fantastic. Lead on. We just lost it.
I regret it. I am badly wounded. I will need to recuperate before I can perform the work that needs to be done. It is quite taxing on my energy and my. You understand, as a guardian of the light burns strongest, but only for a small amount of time when it does so.
I do understand. However, we might be able to give you a hand there. Brucon produces a potion of healing and also turns to Malar and goes, pick your poison. Magical potion or divine empowered elephant man.
Oh, I am something of a physician to a very limited extent. I have lessons of the Eight. Where does it hurt? I lean into...
Show me on the dolly.
She just kind of... without any
How would you rate your pain?
Without any kind of modesty, she just removes her robes and points to each of the wounds on her body.
I'm not the only one that does that.
I'll burn a channel divinity and dump 30 points of healing into her then.
And you see, as you do this, holding forth your holy symbol of Festia, she becomes imbued with this light momentarily, and you see the wounds start to close. The patches of dried blood are still there, but yeah, the wounds appear to have been healed. Perhaps it is the will of the Eight. Perhaps this place will be saved after all. I've often wondered of the relationship between the 8 and the balance.
Oh, really? Well, that's fascinating. That's and Mamal starts to a litany of questions.
She interjects with perhaps when all this is done. For now.
Oh, indeed.
For now, if you would follow me, and she whips her robes back on and turns, and heads towards a corner of the chamber.
I stop her before she goes on.
Okay.
I told you I have friends that would help. I told you I have a cleric friend who would come and heal you, and I kept my word. I trust you will too.
You can trust me. The recipe, the potion, the recipe, all other items of value are kept within my chamber.
Okay. And I'll let her go and follow.
Okay, so she, in the corner of this chamber, again, there's another crack in the rock face, and she just glides through it. It's almost in an incorporeal way. It's the way her robes kind of flow. She moves through. Are the rest of you following?
Yeah.
Is it the way to the Eyrie?
That's what you said.
Yep.
Following very, very intently.
As you get to the crack, you can hear the distant echoing of water dripping, and then as you get through and continue through this rather narrow, windy passageway, at the other side you find a pool of water and a waterfall that is cascading down from as high up. Well, you can't even see how high this thing ascends. It clearly goes a long way. And the Master Talon has positioned herself standing in this pool of water. It's not the deepest here. You can see that the water trickles off in various directions from here. But this pool itself is maybe a foot or so deep. She's standing in it, and she Brucon in a way that you would recognise. She assumes a lotus-like position, and all around her, emanating from her, the water itself starts to turn to ice, and you see the waterfall up to about 30 feet actually becomes ice, and as she continues to concentrate, that ice starts to morph and form into stairs that seem to snake up and down what was the waterfall. She just kind of indicates, opens her eyes, and looks to the rest of you. Shall we begin the ascent?
Brucon looks down at his footwear and goes, "Yes," and starts thinking about if he's ever seen a pair of crampons, and then he goes, "Oh, sorry," and then let's go.
Let's go. We've got no time to waste.
No time to waste, exactly. As you guys start ascending the stairs, you notice how obviously cold they are, but equally how well crafted they have been by this magic. They're rough rather than sheet ice, so you don't feel like you're going to lose your footing. And as you are ascending, you watch in the small amount of light that you have in this chamber, you see Master Talon's stretch out her wings to their fullest span and starts flying up ahead of the rest of you and comes up to more waterfall. For those of you at the front, as you get to the top of the stairs, you can feel the water above you from the waterfall still cascading down onto you. She then flies up, touches the water, puts her hands into the waterfall, and again it starts to turn to ice and more stairs start to form, and you continue it this way.
I don't fancy climbing a staircase made of ice covered in water. That sounds like an extremely skippable.
Yeah. Yes, that could go horribly wrong. But anyway, this process continues. You ascend for what feels like hours. In reality, this this probably is maybe half an hour to an hour. But it feels a lot longer, just the whole process, and the fact that you can't really get your bearings. There's not much natural light here at all. In fact, as the further up you get, there is no light, so you're having to rely on dark vision or light sources in this quite confined feeling space. But eventually,
if there are any items to cast light on, she'll just do that to help Malar up.
Sure.
Malar has his torch, but yeah.
Okay, no, never mind.
Thank you.
She just ends up then every now and then asking, "Are we there yet?"
Seth will
And
join
after
us,
the fourth time
for
of
1
you
minute,
asking.
I ask the next minute.
After the fourth time of
Yes,
between the two of you asking, you all hear Master Talon very calmly say, "We are almost there."
Young elf,
God.
so petulant.
And with
I
that,
want to
the
kill the
final section
manticores.
is turned to ice. The final section of is turned to ice. You, who's in front?
Yep.
Thought it'd be Brucon. Cool. Brucon, you climb first, and then you see ahead of you is a stream, an underground stream. There is a lot of pebbles and the like. It's quite fast-moving water, but it's not deep enough that you're going to have any problems with it. But as the others start coming up as well, Master Talon kind of takes the lead, turns back to you all and says, "At this point, you can hear the Eyrie if you listen. We just tread carefully." You can make a perception check if you'd like to have a listen.
Oh, that really thought about being a terrible roll, but was a 19.
Before I do a dumb.
Yeah.
Let me just double check. Double check.
perception.
Come on. Yes.
2 plus 3.
Me. 2 plus 3. Oh.
No, that's mine.
Oh, that's yours. Yeah, I was like, what? I just blanked for a second. That's 21.
All right. Neris, Brucon. And sorry, I didn't get what Leo, Brina, and Malar got, admittedly.
Just 9.
Okay.
21.
Not that you don't have to listen, but okay. Brucon, Neris, Malar. Yet you can hear beyond the sound of the stream, the rushing water, the distant sound of birds gaggling. That's kind of like nesting birds, kind of that chatter. In addition to that, you can hear these low kind of rumbling sounds it sounds like a much larger creatures, possibly the manticores, above that cacophony. Seth, Brina, you just hear the river and you don't know what this old bird person is going on about.
Yep.
Okay. Brucon turns and goes, "Actually, I can hear something. I think we're pretty close to the heart of the action, folks. Let's carry on and do our best to keep things under the radar as well. Not under the radar, but undercover as long as we can. We might be able to catch these guys on the hop."
Excellent. So, you guys if you continue following the stream, you find that the stream itself, although it was fast flowing at first, it soon narrows to a much thinner trickle of water, and the passage you're in actually gets incredibly narrow to the point that you have to get on your hands and knees and crawl, with Master Talon in the lead, of course, but you have to fold back her wings in order to do so.
Brucon hangs back in case there's another Winnie the Pooh incident involving Deacon Shade Creek.
That's a very good point. But she continues ahead. So if Brucon's hanging back, who's going first?
Brina will.
Yeah, Brina,
Seth,
you're
you
a
wanna
perfect
go?
person to go.
Oh,
through
Brina,
here.
there you go.
I'll follow
She's
Brina.
curious.
I'll
Yeah.
follow
So
Seth.
I'm presuming, Brina, you're going to have to get out of the papoose to do so, but yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, but how will she fly around now? Oh no.
I know. But anyway, so the three of you go on ahead,
Stick her in
and
the net.
emerge in a. You can tell this is a chamber that somebody would reside in. There is a rug inexplicably on the floor. It's like it has an interesting pattern to it, a clearly woven and crafted rug. very, very nice. It adds a touch of, comfort in an otherwise stony and oppressive kind of feeling chamber. You also see
touch.
Yeah, a homely
I feel
touch.
fine here.
You
This
would
feels
feel
home.
right at home, Brina. Like, this kind of Spartan existence is something you're quite used to. There is a stone slab even, which appears to be some kind of bed, although it's covered in bracken, branches, and moss. And there is a chest to one side with it looks quite old and dated, but intricate, ornately designed, should I say, with iron bands that even those have kind of swirling patterns on. It also appears to be quite dusty. It has not been touched in a long time. And Master Talon immediately goes over to this and looks over to you, Brina. This is where I keep our most important possessions.
May I?
Of course, and she goes to open it. So, meanwhile, the rest of you, who are also crawling through, Brucon, you hanging back to make sure Malar can get through. Malar, it is a bit of a squeeze for you, but given enough encouragement by Brucon, you can squeeze through.
Make it sound like he has a cattle prod behind him.
Crowbar. Malar gets stuck. Brucon pulls out a crowbar and goes, "Well, it's time for this again, I guess."
I was imagining having one of those oil cans and just like
Yeah. Apply some WD-40.
WD-40, exactly. Yeah.
When Martha said cattle prod, I just imagine Brucon suddenly learns shocking grasp, but it's like, Malar, move.
Yeah.
Better try harder.
Lightning damage, not lightning, not thunder, like I did before. Classic mix-up. All right. So exactly, the Tin Man is exactly what I was thinking. So as the rest of you start emerging in this chamber, this is Brina. You see the contents of this chest. There are a number of books. There are some potions, some of which you kind of recognize the general colors and could guess what they would be for. And you're concerned because the master appears concerned. Her facial expression doesn't change, but it's the fact that she keeps on moving around potions, turning things over. I don't understand. It is not here. Wait. And she removes some of the potions. On the bottom of the chest, she finds a piece of parchment with some scrawlings on there in Gnomish. She hands to you. Here it is. The recipe.
I read it. Is it indeed the recipe? Do I recognize it?
Yeah, it says that it is in fact that potion.
Okay.
It is called the Master Brewer's Excellent Curse Removal Potion.
That sounds about right. Okay, this is more important than the potion. With this I can make one. Thank you.
This
But-
is
also-
most
Has-
strange.
No master, but I can brew things. So if you need a hand with that, I'm your dwarf.
We can look at that when we're safe.
Oh yeah.
And she'll look at the master. Someone has been in your things?
Yeah. I don't understand. There were not many who would have access to.
Oh.
And yeah, for once, looks a little bit like she's lost her composure. I have only ever exiled one Aarakocra from our order here. They were somewhat. They were prone to misbehaving, and had a fancy for the liquor and the alcohol. They were the quartermaster here. Unfortunately, they proved themselves a little bit unreliable. It's the only one I could think who would have taken this potion.
While this discussion is happening, Brucon sidles over to Seth, taps him, and nods towards the door, and then also cautiously sort of like goes over to the door and kind of tries to listen out at it.
Now you make an excellent point, because I should have said this, that there is not a door as such. It's just an archway that then you can hear beyond that is the open kind of almost amphitheatre, or no, it's more like an Odeon actually, of the Eyrie itself. But as the two of you sneak on over, which I'll allow without a stealth check for now, you can sidle over there. You can see beyond. This is a sight you will not have seen in any of your adventures in your life thus far, because some of these things here don't make sense. They defy gravity, defy everything you've come to understand of the world. However, the air elemental presence here is abundantly clear. So in this very large open space, it's almost like you're inside a volcano, like a deactivated, an inactive volcano. No lava or anything like that, but just the stone hollowed out inside. And there are various holes, which you gather are entrances in the same way, almost like cubby holes, in the same way as the chamber you're in. These seem to each be for each of the Aarakocra that live here. Some of them have Aarakocra standing in them. In the centre of this very large open space, there is a pool of water, and above it, about 30 feet, floating in the air, is a chunk of rock. Upon it stands one tree with pink leaves.
Outstanding. Okay. Sorry, that was a very helpful bit of clarification, but I did it cause it by interrupting the discussion between Brina and Talon.
What's standing on the rock, did you say?
The tree that we've been told about. That
Single tree with pink leaves.
Right.
Tall
when you
and
said,
slender.
when we started moving towards the door, and you're like, I should have mentioned, I really thought you were going to say, there's already someone in the room. And I was like, I didn't notice them.
In the leaning against the archway entrance to this room is the leader of the Manticores. No. I wouldn't be that mean, intentionally. Sorry, go ahead.
Brina's head is going 100 miles an hour now, and she's gonna ask the master, this bad person, could he have been the one to make the deal with my people? Could the misunderstanding have come from that?
I don't believe so. The quartermaster, his name was Rak. He was not involved in negotiations.
Okay.
It was he was exiled sometime after, though, a year or so after the exchange.
Okay. Well, I have the most important thing. Thank you. And we'll do what we can to help, right, guys?
Oh, yes indeed.
Well,
of course.
We are now inside the walls. I believe they may know you're coming, but not from this entrance. And the smallest of smiles appear on, well, as much of a smile as can appear on somebody with a beak.
Which way is the most likely place they would have a prison?
An excellent question. We're on the second floor. I believe exactly, Marshall. I believe the prisoners would be held possibly in the storage area. That would be a good place to hold people, unless they have made their own cells. Here is fairly open plan. There are not many places to hide, so that would be the only logical place to me, besides here, of course.
Is there anything we can say to the Aarakocra so that they know that, we're on your side, so we don't have to kill them? Or when they try to stop us?
I think if you're fighting the Manticores, they'll know soon enough.
You would think that. But they haven't.
There are those, I believe, who have sided with the Manticores. Some who perhaps wanted to depose me, but there are few who have been tempted.
The other one.
There are few who have been tempted by the darkness as opposed to the light.
Like,
But
is there
for the
a
most
keyword
part, I think
that we can say, like, oh, the master has sent us in our crocra, you know, ka ka, hee hee, tuki tuki, you know, something that can let them know that we're on their side.
I don't know what our dookie dookie means.
But I don't know bird people. Speak.
Oh, you were mimicking my language.
Yeah, very badly. Yes, he does that.
Well, some would find that offensive, but I will overlook it.
Well, the kind of us here to risking our lives to rescue your entire
Exactly.
home.
Given the
and kin.
situation, I feel that such matters need not be
seems
queried
reasonable.
so much.
I'm
However,
trying really hard to find a way to save your people. What can we say so they stop fighting us?
Exactly. Say you are here to save the Eyrie.
They don't speak common.
We understand Eyrie.
Good enough for me. All
So
right.
the key word to enter the Eyrie safely is to say Eyrie.
Yes.
Okay then. We gonna
And
go
then
now?
Kerr just nods and goes, Eyrie.
I
that's
want
a
to
little-
hit him so bad.
Brooklyn turns to him, puts a hand on his shoulder, and goes, "Thanks, buddy." And then turns to the others and goes, "Okay, team talk. I feel like we need. Well, do we need a plan, or are we just going to go with the tried and tested run out there and start hitting things strategy that serves?"
Stealth towards the prison, kill any manticores we see, and say Eyrie to any Aracrocus we see.
Now, when you say stealth, obviously you and I have a decent punt at that, and I feel like Leobrin can probably organise something that works reasonably well there. Possibly Brina as well. Neris and in particular Malar. Not stealth, not a word that pops into my head when I think of them. So how do we want to handle that? side of
Stealthy
things?
when I want to be.
Okay, good.
Okay, if we want to say no to stealth, how about we find a place that we can set an ambush, make a commotion, get the manticores to come to us.
Yeah, we can give that a try.
Do it.
Wait, aren't we right next to a giant chamber?
Yes, that's the particular thing I was thinking.
But do we want to be stuck in a chamber with a bunch of manticores that have just been alerted?
Probably not.
Is there
Well,
how
we
many
have-
should
I
we be
mean-
focusing on?
There can't be many left. We killed a lot. There's at least 2, and 1 spellcaster that works for Damon.
Oh yeah, there's the druid.
Probably.
We don't know about the Damon thing, but we know there's a druid somewhere. But we have some Aarakocra. We have some Aarakocra here, so we could potentially get them to go and organise something distracting.
Let's just run into the main chamber, scream the word Eyrie constantly, and call all the manticores here.
Okay, let's call that plan. I'm gonna say D.
B. No, plan 2. 2. I'm giving it for plan 2.
This is a lot more plans than you normally make.
It's true.
Yeah.
But we but we've
I
got
defy you
Right.
to find
If
a
we
better plan.
don't decide on a plan of action, Neris is getting antsy and she's about to just go out there and start barbecuing.
Yeah, Neris
So
will call
anyway-
plan B.
Okay.
Stealth. I vote stealth.
Let's send the Manticores. No, let's not send the Manticores. Let's send the Aarakocra to throw up a commotion, and use that to use that to give us some extra cover to get away, try and find our way towards these cells. How does that sound?
Yes. Excellent.
Fine. And I just whisper to Neris, get ready to blast.
Is Neris ever not ready to blast?
And she just smiles, or grins rather, and cracks her knuckles.
How How scared do we assume manticores are of something like, say, a dragon?
Who's not scared of a dragon?
Asking the real questions here.
Perfect.
Are you in a position to make like a dragon?
Have you heard of the spell Major Image?
Dude, I thought
Do
there
it.
was a spell called like Stable Bridge. No,
I
I'm
can
not
I can
familiar with
create
Major Image.
an object, creature, or some other visible phenomenon no larger than a 20-foot cube.
Do it.
Sold.
That's like gargantuan size.
Do it.
I'm in.
Do it.
I'm in.
It comes.
Does it move? The Major Image like a.
It seems completely real, including sound, smells, and temperature appropriate to the thing depicted. It can move, last for the duration. Yeah.
Major Image is crazy good. Far
There is
enough.
not a single-
leveled up.
There is not a single person telling you not to do it. Go.
Cool. Let's get to a place where we can see into this room so I can cast it.
Excellent. It is at this point that you feel that fate is smiling down upon all of you, and all of you get inspiration if you don't already have
okay.
it.
Hey!
I thought you were like about to roll fate dice, and I was like,
Yeah.
smiling.
I was teeing up, and then I was like, "Well, we've already had a fate dice, and that's already been activated in the background, so we'll not worry about that."
What?
Thanks for that reminder.
Dun, 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 dun.
However, you now will have inspiration because I've just fantastic roleplay along with everything else. It's just been and also thank you for sticking with us for 2020. There's a little give back as well. But
Can I just
that
say,
all
Marta,
aside-
that I loved the attempt at peering over the rim of the sunglasses, and it's a real shame that there's Christmas trees on top
in
of
the
it.
way.
But the effect was still excellent.
That must be
I'm
how
glad.
it feels when you have extremely bushy eyebrows as well. That you
Probably.
can't see over them.
My parents' puppy is like that. Massive eyebrows.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, yes, you can
Because
say.
I feel as long as the manticores don't attack the dragon, which seems unlikely, it's fine. Because it is physically an illusion, but in every other respect, it is a real thing.
Make it
every
happen, bro.
physical representation of it is there.
Yeah. I
Temperature.
like it. How long
Sounds.
does it last? Is I can't,
10 minutes.
10 minutes concentration?
Yeah.
Great.
Outstanding. Hang on. So let's check with Master Talon in what direction the cells, the place that she thinks might have become cells, is from here. Like some crude directions of where we want to go.
Sure. It's opposite. It's the opposite end of the Eyrie to here on the ground floor. We're on the second floor.
Okay.
There are no stairs, so we don't normally need them.
No, because you fly. Yes, I understand. Well, we'll figure something out.
All right.
Damn right
How
we
big
will.
is the chamber? How big's the chamber next to us? Like me and Brucon looked in it. Like you said, it was really massive, big.
This
stony
is the main
volcano chamber.
area of the Eyrie. Yeah. Open plan. Like imagine
Now-
like an Odeon, not the cinema, as in the
No,
a Greek
this
Odeon.
is where we want. This is where we want to draw manticores to, and kill them.
or a Colosseum. It's that big.
Can we not damage the tree as we do that? Please. Keith would get very upset.
I mean, none of us are going to aim at it. We're going to aim at the manticores.
Yeah, but we're fighting right here. It seems
And I mean,
dangerous.
we're all super careful with our magic. We wouldn't burn stuff accidentally.
I said I was sorry, Seth.
Oh no, I'm looking at Neris.
Okay, okay.
Brucon goes, oh no, Bruno,
Nurse
you don't
tries to
understand.
look back over her glasses.
Seth's meta knowledge.
Okay, so are we going to try and have
Send in
this?
her tree glasses, or apparently that's in game now.
Send in the tree.
It's canon. So we are going to try and have we're going to have the showdown here in the big in the grand chamber.
Well, let's see how many manticores flee when a dragon arrives and
Yeah.
Wait, can
rules
your
at them to
dragon
get
speak?
out. What?
Yes.
Can your dragon speak?
Yeah,
Make noises?
yeah.
Can
It can
you
make.
have the dragon? Can you have the dragon say Eyrie?
Eyrie. of extremely confused but Aarakocra kind of
I tried to get a code out, but apparently Eyrie is code enough. So this is how you let people know the dragon's on your side.
I've come up with a plan for the dragon to say Eyrie. Are you happy?
These monks are not, a hardened military force. I think we can say that with quite a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
Right. Any other pre-battle prep we need to do?
No, let's just do it.
I take out my sword.
In the words of the prophet DeVito, let's start blasting.
I ready my bow and arrow.
Anyway, started blasting.
It makes it. I like the Brucon be the one to say that as well, because if anyone in the party resembles Danny DeVito, it's definitely the short guy.
The one who can't blast.
It's the short hairy dude. Yeah, with zero blasting. All right.
Well, apart from grappling hooks, he blasts those out. But anyway, moving on.
Yeah. Cool. Let's get to a visual to the entrance to this cave. There is some entryway to this cavern, I assume.
Yeah, that's the one
aerial.
that Brucon and Seth were looking out of.
Yeah. Leobrin is going to cast up in the sky, away from the entrance, a full-size gold dragon.
Okay.
Arrow. And start having it fly down towards the entrance of the cave, hopefully casting an imposing shadow over the entrance. Don't know where the sun is.
To be fair, you can't see it from the position either. Like the volcano is open at the top, but the sun is
ruined.
Over, so.
Ruined. No imposing shadow.
You can certainly fly the dragon up. Did you say to cover the entrance where you guys are, or?
No, so this big cavern that we want to clear them out of, the entrance to that. Okay,
so
how is the?
So it's essentially a big open space, massive open space like the inside of a volcano. The only entrance, as it were, would be the gate, which is like through a tunnel to one side, which you can't see currently.
Volcano, it's open at the top?
Yes, it's open at the top. So, you mean that entrance? So you mean the aerial entrance? I'm so sorry. Yeah. Yes, of course you can.
The one a dragon would fly.
The entrance. I was like, no, that's the roof. What is the? Oh wait, aerial creatures entrance. Go for it. Yeah.
When the dragon would come in, the manticores would leave by.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. So the dragon is appearing.
Gargantuan golden dragon, which is probably like ancient or elder or whatever the fancy word is. Dragon is going to come roaring down.
That would be ancient, wouldn't it?
With fate on your side, it seems that the spell goes off without a hitch rather than your usual having to roll to see if it works. So it's all fine. And yes, this great, as you describe, gold dragon with its 20-foot wingspan soars into the entrance, screaming, roaring the word Eyrie repeatedly.
Well, it's going to come down. It's going to come down, and it will be saying like I don't know if I should put a voice on or not. I'm trying to think of what I was going to say. Anyway, it's just roaring like, "Who are these worms in my lair? Aarakocra servants, why have you let these creatures in? I will kill every last one. Why are they in my Eyrie?"
There it is. That'll do.
You hear the shriek. You hear some shouts and hollers of surprise. And you hear, "Oh, it's a fucking dragon!" Ah! You see like manticores flying around in a panicked state all around the Eyrie.
How many?
How many? Yeah.
You see possibly a dozen scattering in different directions.
Ooh.
I'm gonna have like the dragon shape like lashing out towards manticores, and obviously not like missing them.
And they're like doing their best to avoid and evade the dragon's claws. This continues like this for at least a minute of them trying to escape, and some of them fly out of the entrance. Others
definitely
cower in holes.
The dragon is coming down to the floor to sort of shoo the manticores up and out rather than...
Yeah, and as when it lands on the floor, you even hear the...
While this is happening, Brucon has a brainwave, and he clicks his heels together to turn on the boots of speed, and then turns to the others and goes, "I'm gonna go and try and find these cells. Follow if you want to, but don't feel obligated." And then sprints across the chamber, trying to keep, kind of trying to weave his way through. Any kind of obstacles or terrain. If there's like, decorative tables or lots of big piles of candles and so on, he wants to try and weave through them so he's not super obvious as he streaks across. But his main priority is taking advantage of the confusion to try and get to the other side of the chamber.
Cool. So so that's a good plan. There is one issue, and that is that you're on the second floor, so you need to get down to the ground level. And there are no stairs, but you can slow fall down, so you can minimize the damage. Sure. So it is it's going to be 30 feet down. Okay. So with slow fall, that means you take off from the damage, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So you would take 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then you can slow fall that.
Yeah, Brucon takes no damage. Brucon needs to take 31 damage from falling in order to take any damage at all.
Marvelous. Good. Yes. So anyway, you get down to the floor, ground level.
Yeah,
and yes, in the confusion,
he Batman's off the second floor balcony, with deploys the glide wings, and then just boom, gone.
Now, as you get now that you've hit the ground, you can hit the ground running and go straight across, beelining across. You can't go like in a perfect straight line. You have to go around. There's not much here, but there is the pool of water in the middle, and obviously the floating island above it. But you can start beelining your way towards the storage area. You can see like the gatherings of barrels and so on. Indicating where it is, and start sprinting over there. Meanwhile, you can hear the dragon is shouting out and causing havoc for the manticores. The rest of you will hear one of the manticore's voices above the rest go,
"Stop this! Don't you see? There hasn't been a dragon in this part for 1,000 years!"
Yes, that's a Lord of the Rings reference. Yes, I know.
Kill that one.
Neris aims her bow. Can she see this buffoon?
You can't see where this is coming from. It sounds like maybe they're above you or they're out of your eye line without leaning out of the entranceway.
Can we lean up?
If you would like to.
I'd like to lean out and get ready to Eldritch Blast the one that said that.
Sure. So as you lean out, you see that there's a creature. You see a manticore. This one with very badly kept fur, with a mane that looks like it's very muddy and basically in dire need of a shower, and with these kind of with these very pronounced fangs, some of which looked to be either rotting or missing. Is gazing down intently at Brucon, who you can see sprinting across the ground there, and goes,
"This is a distraction!"
And then he locks eyes with you.
Can you the stuff? Because I walked in here with my bow already ready.
Yeah.
I've been walking around with my bow in hand this entire time. Do you want to just signal? Just a little metagaming, but
yeah,
I can just go and
No,
shoot.
I'm planning to do this with Neris. I'm super surprised you've gone for bow over fire, but
it's because we're in close quarters sometimes, a lot of the time here, and I do catch fire myself. Trying to be polite here.
Oh, that's actually really, really good point. Fair enough.
Character growth.
But yeah, I'm going to point to Neris now.
And she goes around and it just comes around the corner and just very swiftly shoots straight for the softest bits that she can aim for.
All right, make an attack roll.
Wait, how much do I get? No.
You have inspiration, remember?
Ooh, yes. Ooh, yes. Thank you.
And your bow is a +5.
That's much better. So it's +5 to my attack roll. Is it? It's
yeah.
been so long.
So as you
Yeah.
roll a
Yes,
d20 and add.
17.
Yeah.
Eldritch
17.
Blast is
That hits.
+7.
That
Okay.
hits.
So I've got-
Roll some damage, which is a d8 plus your
Mhm.
dexterity modifier.
And
Sorry, it's been a while and I keep having to think about what a D8 looks like.
The
That's
diamond.
how long it's been.
The diamond, darling, the diamond.
The diamond.
Eldritch Blast, I got a 17 and 18.
Yep, they'll hit too.
I have 8 damage altogether.
8 damage, nice.
15.
15 points of damage. All right. So arrow, Eldritch Blast, strike, Mange Fur, is who I was alluding to. That was. He recoils momentarily before fixing his yellow, evil-looking eyes upon the pair of you and swoops down towards you. Goes in for a claw against you guys. The nearest is a 12 hit?
Nope.
No. Second claw. Oh dear. Does a 25 hit?
Yes, it does.
It was actually a 23 I lied, but I'm guessing that hits.
Either way, it hits.
Yep.
The most obnoxious DM tendency there is, and you added on an extra level of ridiculousness. Just gonna knock the number up a little bit.
So you take 5 points of slashing damage, and simultaneously, he's trying to knock you off of the ledge as well. You need to make a dexterity saving throw.
That is a 18.
18. Do you do enough to manage to keep your balance and move yourself away from the edge? It goes in for
Did
a
you say
final
5 or 4 points
5.
damage?
Five.
Damage.
Only 5
Okay.
damage.
Okay, damage. I'm just making sure I keep score. Okay.
And then finally it goes for a bite.
That bitch.
Misses completely, bites its own tongue, and immediately it turns tail and starts flying towards the center of the cabin. You can make opportunity attacks.
Yes.
Neresh, you're wielding a bow, so I don't think you can make an opportunity attack, right? Or
Melee weapons.
melee weapons only.
And I can't cantrip it.
No, there's a feat for
Damn
that,
it.
but you can't just.
There is
Right,
Wow.
that's fair.
Warcaster.
Damn it!
25 with the rapier.
Do you have the rapier out? When you're Eldritch blasting, do you have the rapier out, or just checking?
Huh. No.
That's light, I
I'm not a
believe.
warcaster.
Okay, so
Could I have drawn it as he was coming in?
Well, he'll get a pass this time. We'll give him a pass in the
fair
generosity of the season.
Fair enough.
So he starts flying towards the middle. As your eyes follow him, the rest of you inside as well see what's happened here. You also see silhouetted actually against the brightness of the sky outside, at the rim of the Eyrie. You see, so above the Ferrari below with the dragon that's the imaginary dragon that's causing havoc below. You see a very much dragon-like looking head peering over the top of the entrance to the Eyrie from the roof of the thing. Looks like a dragon, and you hear a roar come out. It's a higher pitch than your dragon, but it is still draconic and reptilian in nature. And and the manticores that had flown outside are all flying back into the Eyrie.
What the fuck did you do? What?
I'm sorry. Has an actual dragon come?
That is the Manticore's friend?
So Neris is just gonna kind of take a step back.
So
has a dragonborn come, or has a dragon come?
As you see this head, it then appears the rest of its body starts to appear. It's pretty small for a dragon. Perhaps, in fact, there's something about it that isn't like dragons that you have heard about, seen murals around the place ominously about. There's something slightly different in its facial structure, but it appears like a dragon, until you also see a rider on it.
It's gonna be the druid.
It's gonna be, or Damon.
As it
I was going to say, the Manticore was just saying there's been no dragons around here, except for our ally.
Anyway, as this one climbs over the top and then spreads its wings, you suddenly see more of these creatures with riders appearing at the top on the rim, and and one by one they start to descend in and they start attacking the manticores. Brucon, you're just running across,
thank fuck,
watching all this happening, but also just pissing yourself as you run across the field. It appears that when one of them, one of these creatures
should have gone before I started.
As one of these dragon-like beings descends, kind of crossing over your eye line, you see it smaller. You see it looks to be a dragonborn riding it in this very angular, but something kind of ornate about it, metallic armor, and the higher pitched scream. It seems to be not a dragon that you would understand that they are riding. Yes, Smarter.
Like, sees this, and kind of was like, "This is awesome."
And
steps out again. Yeah.
Can I retcon one thing?
Yeah.
When he goes away, can I take my opportunity attack of just punching him?
I mean, you could certainly try. Yeah, go for it. You can make it. You can try and punch him. Why not?
16.
A 16 would hit. Yes. So what's your strength score?
Two damage.
2 damage.
He takes
2
2 damage. I slap him on his ass as he leaves. That's all I wanted to do.
So Neris is gonna step out. Is there are there any manticores in range
Of your bow?
of my spells?
Yes, there are. However, I'm aware that it's 9 o'clock. Do people need to move on for tonight and we pick things up next year, or are you okay to continue for a little bit?
I think it depends a bit on how, if we commit to continuing, how long are we continuing for, do you think?
I wouldn't go past, I wouldn't want to go past 10, but I think...
try something, then I'm happy to finish. Even if it's just scorching.
Do it.
Even if it's just a little bit.
This is the last one of 2020, so I'm happy to have a slightly longer session. That's okay.
I've got a little bit longer.
A little bit.
Okay, we'll have a little bit of...
9:30 is a stop for me.
Yeah, that 9:30 would sound good to me as well. Let's just do a little bit. We'll just do a little bit of an epilogue to this moment, shall we? So Neris can have a little bit of action before we finish tonight.
So basically, she steps out. So more than 5 feet away, so she doesn't scorch anybody. She's learned that lesson. And then basically, is there a manticore within? Was it? Sorry, I was just trying to get this. Sorry, it's taking so long. Within 30 feet. Yes, no?
Not within 30 feet.
Okay, then fireball it is.
Fireball.
So I'm just gonna scream in Draconic, kill the manticores. So what are you guys? And then cast fireball at the nearest manticore with absolute glee on my face. And rage, but mostly glee.
Alright, so the manticore has to make a dexterity saving throw as you envelop it in a fireball. I rolled a 19 on the dice, so 22. So it would succeed, so it takes half damage, so it still takes damage.
Dommage.
But
that's 8
Roll some big
numbers.
Roll some big numbers.
I'm so excited I'm throwing my dice around. So that's 8d6, so that's I'm gonna expend a point because that was a shit roll. What was that, the empowered spell?
Empowered spell. Reroll up to your modifier. Is it?
Up to your proficient. Well, I don't know. I won't comment. I can bring it up though because I've got.
I'll have a look.
Yeah.
I've got. The
I think
book
I
here.
think it's up to your spellcasting modifier.
That sounds legit, and
does
it
that-
usually does when Marshall says it. To be fair.
Yes.
So empowered spell. Here we go. Yeah, up to your charisma modifier.
So that is tree.
So you can take 3 dice and re-roll them.
Excellent. So I've got
Pull for the sorcerer.
13. I'm trying to take the one because I've got one more because 8d6.
Yeah.
18, and I'm gonna re-roll this. That's much better, much better. So that's 29, and then one more. That's 31 points of damage, halved.
Half to 16. So yeah, it gets singed badly in the blast, and you hear it roar out. "Rah!" And then that's soon cut short, like "Ah!" as this rider, dragon rider, flies in, and you hear "Arr!" as the dragon clinches onto this onto this manticore that's now been startled by your fireball and just starts tearing into it, taking a bite out of it, and it soon cut short as it is slayed by the I gotta stop saying it's a wyvern rider. I keep saying it. It's a wyvern rider. It's a wyvern, guys. Spoiler
Wyvern.
alert. Yeah,
Love it.
awesome source. Meanwhile, Brucon, you're running across the floor. You get to the other side. You get to the store. You can see there are some cells within. There are a couple outside as well, each with small persons inside. In fact, the one outside is a very small boy, human boy, who looks terrified, crying his eyes out and huddled into one corner. Clearly very much afraid of the dragon, the dragon image that is stomping around not far away.
Brucon eyeballs him and scoops him up in under one arm as he zips past, travelling at an appreciable fraction of the inner city speed of a car, and sort of goes, "Not to worry, everything's fine, young man. Do you have friends here?" He's still, wind whistling through his beard as he goes.
Who are you?
My name is Brucon. Very nice to meet you. We're here to rescue you.
Rescue me? Are you with my dad?
Possibly. Who is your dad?
Bracken Tinder. I'm Will Tinder.
That certainly sounds familiar. Yes, not just you, of course, but yes. Are you from? Oh God.
Can you save me from the dragon? Please.
I've got some good news for you on that one, Will, actually. But certainly we're here to save you. Yes, absolutely. Now tell me, who else is in here?
Battle rages, and Brutal's like, well.
Casual danger dialogue, a vital component of any rescue. Yes.
Oh yes, of course. Sorry, what was the question?
Does he know anything about any of the other people who have been captured here?
No, there was there've been some halflings and some gnomes, and I didn't. I knew one of them from the shop, but I think he got out.
Yes, he did. He's fine. Bantam's fine. Okay, well, tell you, you point me to where the other people are who are still here.
They're in there. They're in there. Hurry!
Okay, tell you what, you get on my back and hang on to my shoulders.
Can you open the cell so I can get out?
Oh, I didn't realise he was. Sorry, I thought you were saying he was out of. He was stood out in the open.
Sorry. No. He's in. Okay. His cell is outside. Sorry. Yeah.
Right. What's the cell
clarification. My bad.
No worries. What's it made of?
It appears to be iron.
Iron. Okay. Guess. Okay, we'll try for some for a flurry of blows, but can I appeal for some kind of?
Sorry,
dwarven...
I need to paint the picture better because I haven't thus far. It is made of iron. There is no door. However, there is also no roof.
Right. Okay.
It's about 10 to 12 feet high.
Okay. And is it just vertical bars? Yeah.
It's just vertical bars, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. All right. Let's try climbing up the side. I guess. Acrobatics check to.
If you want to try and
Shimmy up it?
launch yourself over it, then acrobatics. If you're going to climb it, it's going to be athletics.
Okay. Well, athletics then. Let's try that. Okay. So athletics. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's go for this now. Okay. 14.
Yep. With a 14, it's really hard to kind of get a foothold on these vertical bars, and you're desperately trying to climb up it, but it's just not happening.
Right. Okay. Brucon kind of steps, slides back down and then steps away, looks around to double check if he's currently, is there a manticore headed directly for him, or any, what level of immediate danger is he in?
Make a perception check.
Alright. 7.
7. Doesn't look like it. In the chaos of this battle, you seem clear. You seem to have gone unnoticed.
I am fine. Cool. Okay. Is the cell? It's just like out in the open. There's no tall objects or anything nearby.
I mean, there is like the counter of the storage area that's nearby. There's like a bar top. It looked like it used to be some kind of functioning tabletop space.
Okay.
So you could use that if you wanted to give yourself a bit of elevation.
Yeah, then you got to get out. Then he's in a cell, which doesn't really feel like an improvement, unless he can reliably get back out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Can Brucon inspect the bars of the cell to try and see if there's like sort of a weak point or something?
Yeah, sure. You can make an investigation check.
Okay.
Yeah.
7.
Nothing obvious.Maybe with enough force, like a crowbar or whatever. I mean, these iron bars don't appear the newest. Maybe a little rusty. Maybe you can prize them apart, possibly. But got to be pretty strong.
Okay, well, I need to mull things over a bit now. I know what it is I'm looking at, so I suggest.
I was going to switch over. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. Meantime, the rest of you, as Brucon's trying to figure out what he's doing, you are. Some of you are leaning out of the entrance. Leobrin, you're concentrating on the maintaining the dragon image, and now these wyvern riders have started descending inside. All hell's breaking loose, and as you look up from observing the dragon, to the tree in the center, you see something moving around inside it, and it seems to be looking back at you. These bird-like eyes, but it's not an Aarakocra. In fact, can you make a perception check for me, please?
Perception. 18. This doesn't just look like a giant eagle. This looks like the giant eagle that you tried speaking to that time, and it laughed at you and flew away. It seems to be the very same one.
I found our enemy, guys. Time to kill.
Spreads its wings because it's seen you using it.
Just one very quick interlude from me, Jack.
Yeah.
Tell you what the absolute first thing Brucon's going to do. He's going to pull out the ever-smoking bottle and unstopper it.
Oh, okay. Smoke comes out.
Yeah.
I'm
Smoke
gonna write all
bomb.
this down. So you eyeball the eagle. The eagle eyeballs you. It spreads its wings, and it starts taking flight as more of these wyvern riders start descending inside the chamber. I think, guys, this is probably a good point to leave it for today. Until next year, because it's about to go down. Don't miss session 61, guys, because all this shit is going on right now. And see where it leads next. I'm going to stop the music there. Okay, so on behalf of all of us here at Slice and Dice, thank you for sticking with us this year. Thank you for supporting us. It's been great. I really hope you guys, the players, have enjoyed playing the game as much as I have in hosting it for you and writing the stuff and doing the things and being alone in a room with Lego figures and cameras. It's a surreal experience considering we started all in the same room this year. But thanks for sticking with it, and look forward to more of the same next year. Now, we won't have a live stream next week, but I am working on another Don't Believe the Hype, which I hope will be released on Monday. So hopefully that'll be on our YouTube channel for Monday to keep the content going, because we're not really having a Christmas break this year. And otherwise, those of the party who can make it will have a kind of roundup of everything that's happened from session 1 to session 60. Great big catch up on the 4th of January. So come join us for that. Other than that,
Yay!
Stay safe, don't get COVID, look after each other, enjoy the holiday season, whatever you're getting up to. Even if we're apart, we're still together. I can't think of any other sentiment than that, really. But thank you all, guys, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye.
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 Happy holidays.